Got it. Cool. I missed last week. What'd you guys look at last week?
Make some
I don't know.
but
Well,
then
great. It
against
was
big
so
blind.
good that you forgot. It was
No,
so
it was good. I remember
memorable.
being good, but I
No,
winged it. Hang on, I'm looking.
we make some big blind versus bottom play.
Okay. Yeah,
Review.
that's you
Yeah.
can never that never gets old. That never gets old. And I think that's always good. One thing I'm starting to look at a little bit more, one thing I was studying for maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours on my own last night, and looking at some stuff and kind of thinking about the game a lot is our EP versus button, EP versus cutoff from 20 to 40. And I have a few assumptions, looking at some data and kind of looking at some of the charts and betting strategies. And I feel like a lot of us are probably missing a lot of EV in this spot and playing too comfortable of a check strategy or not having enough creative bet sizing in spots like that. And I think a lot of us are comfortable with a check only strategy where it's not good. I think there are board situations and board types we need to be firing at full frequency. There's flops we're betting 100%, like 80%. And I find myself checking. I know I see other hand histories and data where other people are just over checking this spot. And there's a lot of good reasons to be finding C-bets even from out of position in these kind of spots. I think the groceries might be here. But let's go ahead, and one thing I like to do, what I plan to do today is we'll look at some of the reports and we'll kind of get an idea of strategically where we should be betting, what size, what are our highest check frequency boards. We'll take some notes there. Then we'll get into training a few specific board types. First, we'll start with rainbow boards. Then we'll start with the flush draw. Take a quick look at monotone, and then we'll kind of like all be a little bit sharper in these strategies from EP versus button, because I think there's a ton of EV loss here with just playing a check only strategy. It'll show you the EVs different, but if you think about the way these situations play in game, betting is just going to be much better. So last night I was just doing this. We can kind of look at the reports from this spot. We'll start here. I'll make this a little bit bigger and find a few things that really jump out. Then we'll train the spot. So, and I think these reports are really good here. Let me make sure my filter, I wasn't playing around with the filters last night. I was. We'll go here, just leave everything. Well, we'll just hit any for now. Yeah, hit any for now. And then we'll get a huge overview of our actual frequency, right? Of like, we're checking about half the time when we're betting. And obviously, a lot of us just check because we realize the EV loss of checking isn't going to be that bad. But there are a lot of situations where we're just overwhelmingly finding a lot of bets. So one thing we like to look at, we can do this a few different ways. If you look here at the bottom, do it this way. Ace high left to right, and then it goes to the king, queen, so on and so forth. And then you can kind of see where our strategy goes from. We're mixing in a lot of betting, and then down here in the low card boards, we're betting infrequently, and then we're mixing in 50 to like 83% a lot, more so than ever going small. So we come here, first we start off by looking, I like the ace high boards. Paired ace high boards, trip boards are just going to be pure, almost 50% or smalls. All these huge spikes that you see are trip boards. Obviously, those are kind of rare. And then you see the ace paired board, ace X. Those boards bet at a pretty high frequency in these spots. They're only checking 17, 25, 20, 30% of the time. Whereas I feel like in game, a lot of our out of position strategy includes brain dead check, in a lot of this spot because it's easier to play, we feel like, than needing a bet strategy. Should find some bet strategies on boards we should be betting a lot on as well. So we look here, we go back to the ace high boards, and then a lot of these other strategies, ace queen X, we're checking about 30% of the time. On these
Isn't
ace,
it-
queen, X two tones and rainbows. Go
Isn't
ahead.
it true that when we get called, say by the button, the closer we get to the button, when we open, that's going to be the boards. The times where we check the most?
No, it's when the or the earlier position flat. So when we open, so if we look at this report, we open under the gun, and let's say we're called here. This is a good report to look at. And then BB folds. And then just give it any flop.
I don't think you have to give it any flop.
It was already
Yeah.
there. Now look at this strategy.
Oh, EP versus EP. is
EP
almost
versus
a check.
EP, yo ass is checking a lot. You know, we are checking a shitload, but we have these king high boards. You know, if you're really going to take time and start studying the game this way and trying to not just have a check only strategy, because I think we need to be printing EV by betting in some of these spots with certain hand classes and not just getting lazy. So yeah, even here, you know, we're checking 70% of the time. Like we're checking a bunch. Some of these ace high boards, we're almost pure checking, right? These are 90% checks, ace seven deuce, ace low low, ace mid mid, and stuff like that. Now you got me looking at this real quick, but yeah, these boards, huge checks, ace nine eight, pure check. So yeah, versus EP, the strategy is going to differ, and I think here it's going to be a little bit easier to use a check only strategy from like this region on practically, where you even if you're just not balanced and only betting your overpair or your sets in these spots, it's probably going to work fine versus population. So it'd be time worth your investment and time, like researching what these bets are. But for today's lesson, I really wanted to focus on versus button, and then not jump around too much. And then kind of just work on this EP versus button. As you see, we get to bet a lot. And there's situations where we get to bet, we should be betting like 80% of the time, and we're just checking. And then we'll play some of these spots and then get a better idea of what that range looks like. So go back here. We look at the reports. Let me go back and do this. I hate when it does that. Cool. So you have your king high board. So right away, we're finding king high boards a very high C bet frequency. And right away you can look at and see that paired boards, you should be betting a shitload. I think we can filter for paired and then just do this. And then our betting strategy is about 60% on paired boards. What paired flops should we be betting like damn near pure? 10-10, queen. Anytime there's paired tens, jacks, aces, specifically the paired tens look pretty weighted, just bet. Right? We get to bet a lot in these boards, and we'll get to play around and see what the strategy looks like there. Mostly using the small sizings here as well in these paired boards. What paired boards are bad for us? Paired 7, paired 6, paired 7, paired 7, paired 8, paired 5. So these lower paired boards mixing a little bit more, and then we have the higher card paired boards betting a very high frequency. Guys, I have to bring the groceries that just got delivered inside the house real quick. They're on my porch, but give me one moment. You guys can discuss. Just give me like 3 minutes. I think that's what her texting me. Yep.
I wonder on these board the texture. You're the pre-flop aggressor, I believe.
They go under the gun here
Yeah.
with a razor.
Say
That's
that
why.
again, said?
I just wonder if it's the range of a pre-flop aggressor who are the caller of a 3-bet on this one.
Oh, no, yeah, we open and the button.
Yeah, I just see
flags.
the up.
So we are the pre-flop aggressor.
Honestly, I'm shocked we're betting this much.
Oh, I'm not checking.
No,
Do
I
have
know
some-
under the gun against button, we still get a decent amount of bets at
Yeah.
times. That's why I
But
asked
it's
the
only-
question, because my perception also is that like cutoff against button, we don't bet as much either.
No, it's cuz you're
Right.
I
so,
don't think so.
your ranges are so wide and so different. He's
Yeah.
got way more hands than we do, and we're just gonna leverage our uncapped top range aces, kings and queens that he wouldn't have calling on the button there. So we just range advantage bet here.
Yeah, so under the gun versus button, realistically, if you just look like at a range construction, they're almost the exact same ranges, combos, but you eliminate like aces, ace, king suited, kings. All your offsuit aces have a percentage of 3-bet from the button. And then you've got like the suited nines have a 3-bet percentage. So I mean, and then eights through queens have a 3-bet percentage. So their combos of those go down. So then we have, I mean, yeah, we have a range advantage there just because it's like we have the same combos, but we have more of the better combos.
Oh, it's a
Um,
puppy. It's a
Yeah, that
puppy
makes sense.
dog.
But I was expecting
I-
something like 60% check, not 40% check. We're
I
betting
have
more
a
than half the
question.
time.
Yeah, I have a
Yep.
question about range construction. I know Jonathan in the masterclass talks about on the flop, 2 to 1 bluffs to value. Out of position, are we still doing the same ratio?
I mean, you'll be able to determine that when we look at the ranges. Like, it's obviously gonna depend on the texture a lot. Texture matters in these regards, a shitload. There's gonna be textures, as you could see with the ace high. Hell no, we're not gonna achieve 2 to 1 from out of position when we're checking 70%, right?
Right, yeah, the really worst boards.
Yeah, like it's just gonna depend so much on the texture and how it interacts with each range, right? So this is kind of I think we got it, guys. Check. Let's go back to flops and kind of look like this. So the big one is our ace high flops. How are we going to be playing ace high flops, right? Go here, the ace queen, just mixing in a lot of checking with the monotone boards. Let's remove monotone real quick. And then you can
How
see
much
big
EV
betting
would
a
we
lot
lose if we
then.
just pure check all monotone boards?
yeah,
I'm curious about
monotone
that.
boards, we are checking, I would say 70%. It would be
At
my,
least,
yeah, I looked at it
if not
last night.
more.
I believe it was 70% of the time on monotone. It's just so easy for out of position to meet MDF on these boards with any pair, any flush draw in these kind of spots, but you still have some bets. And then if you had to guess, which boards are you betting more from out of position? Rainbow boards or flush draw boards? Which boards are you going to be able to bet
Rainbow.
more? Matt says rainbow.
I'm gonna assume rainbow.
Rainbows.
Yep,
Rainbow
we're
by
the-
12%. Okay, let's look at our rainbow boards. We're only, you're betting 60% on these boards and you're going kind of ham. Specifically on the king high boards. You got like 20, you're betting 75% on some of these boards. It's king, jack, king, queen, X. These boards,
Stack of worst
very
king.
high, yeah, like stack of king, jack, jack, the king high paired boards, king, jack 10, a board where we get traditionally pretty damn shook, right? And I think a lot of us are checking a metric shit ton on these boards, but it prefers to bet small.
You have
20%
ace
is
king
the
and he
bet.
shouldn't really on that board, but that he didn't 3-bet.
Yeah,
so.
there's a lot of different things that play here when we look at this, and then we look at go here, some of the smaller, lower
Full
suited
boards
boards
are
you're betting
kinda
big.
his, yeah.
Yeah, like kind of theirs, doing a lot of checking on these boards, but the king high boards are the big takeaways, and then paired ace high boards, you're going to be mixing a lot on ace high boards, given that their range is going to contain a lot of suited ace X and major
Good aces,
slot.
yeah.
Yeah, but
We
the
So
king high
when you
boards,
do
they
bet on the
they
smaller board, you bet larger.
yeah, I mean, they're 2%,
That's just
3%,
leveraging your
2%,
queen
1%,
plus
1%.
advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, You do have some 30%, 30%. Yeah, you're not really betting small all too frequently on some of these boards. You know, there are a handful of these boards you mix in. But a lot of times you're going to be mixing in 55 plus. You
You
know.
can do that with your pairs that are above this, right? Like eights. And
Yep.
nines.
And then
Where
the 10 high boards, this is a big takeaway. These suited 10 boards, we fire. And I think the idea is here, like the 3 betting range for button should have some suited 10x.
Yeah,
Let's check that.
Tens and nines mostly, right? So
Oh, I gotta go back to strategy.
We are in UTG.
Nah, they're flatting as well with a lot of this range as well.
tens.
but they don't have the offsuited tens at all.
They don't have the offsuit
Right.
10s. That's the point. And we do, yeah, that's a good point. Offsuit 10x is out of their range. So we go back here. Cool. And then let's mix it up. Now let's look at the flush draw boards. It's gonna be a big difference here with the flush draw.
Guys,
just bet
are we under the
small,
We're checking 12% more.
Are
Like,
we
look
under
at
the
this.
gun?
Correct.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yep, under the gun. And
Okay.
then we are even on these boards. What's up, my man? We're mixing a lot more checks.
Or
Not
small.
going and then
A lot of small, yeah.
yeah, a lot of small betting as well. Quick look at the differences. How much rainbow board big betting? So here you see 17%, 14%. And then we go to, did I change it? Rainbow. Yeah. You're still going small more, but you also have you mix in some more 83, you mix in 125, like ace queen or queen 10x, you're gonna probably get pure overbet, stuff like that. So cool. One more quick filter. You guys wanted to see the monotone. Yeah, I mean, yo ass is checking a lot on these boards. You do get a little bit of big betting here, but it's just you're checking a ton. I mean, what's the highest? There's not. Yeah, the most we get to bet is like 45, 50% of the time. And I'm sure the EV is going to be close between checking in these spots and might be easier strategy. Unless you want to exploitatively just use big bets with some of your range. One more filter. How about does connectedness show up on this? Yeah. And then we go to just flops. No, flops are too hard to look at. Let's look at check frequency.
The other thing you can do, sixes, is you can click on the bet size on the right and it eliminates
log out.
everything else but that.
Yep. Yeah, I was doing that earlier with this and this, but you can just keep these two sizes in there, right? And do it this way.
Yeah,
Then you
yeah,
see
so
the
you can,
flops.
yeah.
Yeah, these are a lot of 50-50 type boards. But having a bet strategy, certainly when we get into this, there's going to be portions of your range it just prefers to just pure bet. So cool. This is just a quick little overview and kind of seeing some of the distinctions. As long as you take away from this that some of our paired boards should be bet at a higher frequency than what you're doing. A lot of those boards are betting almost pure, not pure, but a lot. And I think a lot of us just autopilot check. If you could take that away from even just this, that's really good, right? Because I don't think we could just go off just checking every fucking time in these spots. It seems pretty bad. Especially in this region, these suited paired 10x boards. Paired king X boards. And then mixing strategies here. Okay, let's go ahead and run a few. We'll do this for a little bit. And then run this. We'll look at some of the reports. Then I want to get into more ICM work for our pre-flop game. Try to keep that real solid because I know a few of you guys in this group have had a lot of success. Congratulations on the run, pucks and toe, you know, Beats as well. All you guys out there crushing it. Good job. I already had it there and I griefed it. Yeah, I was just doing this last night. So Matt Carville, get your ass in here. I know you're not busy.
What?
You're ready. What are we doing here? You're in here already. You're going to play 5 hands. You have a global shot clock in these situations.
A global shot.
Yeah, you got a global
I
time
probably-
bank.
Probably check this.
What percentage do you think we're c-betting here on this board? What frequency would you say?
I'm probably 60-40 check bet.
Is this ever c-betting?
Maybe at a clip, a little bit with the back doors, but you're blocking a lot of his folding range too, so.
What do you think, Beats?
I am never, ever, ever, ever checking this. I'm going a third on this. And this board is probably going to bet
70?
he's probably
Yes.
higher, even probably
Yeah,
like
80.
85, maybe
I was thinking
90%
like
of the
70.
time.
This
I mean, this
feels
is
like
gonna
one of the
be-
boards.
Yeah, it's like thinking of our range. I'm like 8-7 suited might be about the only thing that I'm not betting.
Well, it's so sad because we just looked at that report, Matt. We just looked at all the paired boards and it literally.
Oh, I got in after the paired boards. I missed that.
Oh, okay, yeah. It likes us like betting here on pair boards specifically a lot. Now I wonder if this hand may go like 60% check or something like that. But yeah,
It's a
like
33.
this is what
Never
I'm saying.
check.
Like,
Fuck
yeah,
no.
like this is what
Okay.
I think today's lesson is extremely important. I suspect that a lot of us have check only strategies and then to check raise or to check fold. And if you check continue, you check call one and then fold when you don't improve, which are torching it.
So
So
we're
we need to be
2% of the
better.
time.
Never checking. Ever, right? It doesn't matter what happens after this. The EV gain by betting in this spot. Let's look at our range overall in this spot. 10% of the fucking time. And this is what I if you could take anything away from just today's session, I want you to see bet the paired boards, the high card, mid card pair boards. That's it. Start there. If you don't know what else to do, other boards you might want to mix it. The fucking paired ones need to be back. All right, so we check. Let's get wrecked. Now what?
Probably folding.
Yep. The pattern falls apart with 8 and lower boards. Correct, Joey. Correct. 7, the 7 suited paired 7 and shit like that. You know. But
Yeah,
anytime you have the
especially-
offsuit, if you have the offsuit variety in your opening range and it comes paired that plus bet.
Plus, you got to remember a lot. Like I was saying earlier when we were talking about kind of their ranges. I think this is when you stepped away sixes. Is a lot of their Broadway stuff. They're 3-betting pre. So
Well,
we have more of an advantage with a board like this.
but they're not though, right? They have ace queen as a flat. Look at the range.
It's ace queen is going to bet. I mean, there's going to be a portion
Like they have ace
of
queen
it that's
suited. Like,
yeah. But the
Dude, they
offsuit,
have-
there's a portion, yeah.
yeah, and I think in real life, you're gonna see this range outside of queens, jacks, and tens because this shit is just getting 3-bet in the real life. In real life, this fucking range looks pretty damn good to me, and these partial frequencies ain't happening. So all this is in
Right.
play. Given that they still have this range, you still need to be betting the paired boards.
And that's just a fold out error.
Yeah, you're gonna just deny equity versus some of this other shit. These times, and think about what happens with ace 6 on a board like this, ace 5 with the backdoor. I think population overfolds some of these backdoors sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I think ace 4 suited to 33% versus population in your $33 tournament. The motherfucker's folding most often, especially if you're kind of deep. You're just not going to get floated appropriately wide enough These
Well-
offsuit variety, it's, I mean, this stuff that wraps it is gonna be in there.
I mean, when you go 33% as a lead here, I think like ace six suited and lower is probably folding anyways, even in theory.
Yeah, I mean,
Plug-
yeah, and
plug it
like
in
these
and look what
guys,
we're
these
supposed
under
to.
pairs, these they're out of there. People are going to be overfull. So let's
it
let's
in.
play it like this. Like,
Put
yeah,
in a 33 and see where you're supposed to float.
let's see how population would meet MDF.
Yeah, they fold.
They
but
fold. I mean,
mean,
what else is in there? This shit is getting
Pairs,
folded, bro.
pairs never fold.
Yeah, I bet these guys. I
Pairs
bet
in your wraps around the queen and the 10, so your jack 8, jack 9, queen
I-
9s.
I
All the
would
wraps around
imagine
that stuff's gonna float. All your
there's some
broadways are
nitty
gonna
ass
float.
people in the mid and low stakes that are
That's why it
overfolding
folds
under
the ace
pair.
5 suited's out.
I mean, obviously this range ain't ever folding anywhere in here, but I
Right.
imagine even this shit folds. Some people.
I can
Yeah.
see
You're
Marlon
shook.
folding this.
I know. I've seen hand histories as coaching.
I can see
people.
people folding them.
I,
Oh, yeah.
I coach. I
Can
coach
imagine
Nick.
some eggs.
Yeah, I coach Nick. People are folding all this, and like this. Yeah, it's
That's
happening.
why
This
I'm
is
here.
going
You're
on.
coaching me. I'm a
Yeah, like
freaking
people
man.
are overfolding this. These even
Well,
these pairs in
turn.
the spot. So
Yeah,
I'm
because
just-
in real life, so many people are just auto checking this out of position.
Oh, yeah.
And so then when somebody does lead for a third here, your automatic assumption is that they've got something 10 or higher. Like they have no, they're not doing this with anything lower than a 10. So, people are folding their 7s and below because they just think that they're automatically beat.
Autopilot game.
now I
And
will
we
say when
just
you get
fold to a
called-
raise here, right?
I mean, oh well, somebody fucking raises your C bet from EP when you're uncapped. You're gonna be folding super tight. I mean, you're gonna be folding a lot.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
You see bet this in real life, and somebody decides to raise this board versus your rate, like You're
Because
right.
You have all
Doesn't
the
have
nuts.
much raise
Yeah.
in here either.
hell no. I mean, his raising range is gonna be like
9%.
nobody's ever mixing this. I mean, this shit.
Yeah,
is a
that's all
mix-
flush back doors. Yeah.
These, it's gonna be this.
Yeah, it's
Lot
gonna be
of
wrapped.
green.
It's queen.
Everything wrapped
It's
around.
gonna
the
be
queen
this,
10.
dude.
Yeah.
No, it's not even wrapped. Because
Gutters.
because if in position, they're gonna call all the draws versus you, the king jacks, the king tens, all this backdoor stuff, and then raise you with ace, queen, king, queen, jack, like this.
Yeah, it's only
And queen 10, just to hope you have a better, that's my assumption. But let's stay on course here, get Matt through his hand so we can see more situations and improve in a situation. All right, now this is a flush draw board.
20.
Betting small, he says. What are you guys thinking in chat?
I like it.
I
He
like it.
likes it.
Go big.
Like a check back.
I like a check on this one.
Yeah, I'd check back here.
So
'Cause
some
it-
checks and some, go ahead.
It has the flush draw and some interaction with the queen, but ace jack, I think is probably a check.
Alright, it's a 33 bet.
Yeah,
For
I'd,
sure.
I'd check it.
33%.
It's
Never
mixing, but
checking
it's
this.
mixing.
Never,
Check the probe.
So I said, machine guns never check it.
never, ever checking this board.
And this is cool, and I
Mostly
think
check.
it is good for you guys and good for everybody to see that you can. And I think, I mean, over half the time you should be betting here. Like I do truly believe like having a check only strategy. Like I think checking here is fine, and you're going to be okay checking. But I think having just these check only strategies are kind of harmful for our development as a poker player. If you
Yeah.
always check this.
No,
and
I
stuff
wasn't
like that.
checking as a check only.
No, I know what you
but-
mean. I get
Like
it.
I think
I check here all the time, man.
the lower
Okay.
aces
For the
are
people
gonna,
that, yeah.
the lower
probably-
aces are gonna wanna bluff more than the higher aces.
Yeah, I would look at my database. I'm probably checking here fucking 95%, like something. If I were to look at this in a recent sample, I'd probably check here almost every time for myself, and it's not good. All right, you get raised, Matt. Now what?
Ship it.
I'd just call.
Ah,
said
you're
that?
not. He's playing his hand. Stop ghosting him. Who's ghosting? Your band. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Come on, Matt. You got a global shot clock. You know what this is.
I don't know, I probably just call. Sometimes I spaz jam this, but
Spaz!
Never.
Are you a live player? I've seen this shit happen in live. That's some old live poker shit.
Only f-
No spaz jams. Just call. You have
That
an over. You
sucks.
have all the equity. You can't be scared. We're good. You're checking. I know this. What?
no, you,
Boom. Fine.
Okay,
Whatever.
I'm checking it.
Yeah, you
Now
are
who's
checking.
ghosting who?
I know he was checking. I know him. Me and Matt have
Mm,
years of history together.
he
Yeah,
thinks he's in a
it's
cash game.
I know
That's
Matt.
why. That's why.
gross.
Come on, Matty. Beep beep. Beep
I
beep.
don't know, it's check or jam.
He's
I
up.
don't know which one.
Nope. Nope.
Beep beep.
Nope.
You can't do both.
Check.
Yep.
Just
Block.
donk it. Just block it.
Block it.
When you said jam, I did not. I was not gonna let that happen. Yeah, that would be a nuclear punt. No way.
Running the ultra bluff with the shove.
Now you're about to get wrecked because we capped our range all the way to hell. Are you gonna make a 0.1 EV call or fold? Like this is. Yeah, 0.1 EV call.
Yeah.
That's it always, whenever you got a bluff catch with these ace highs in these spots, it's always like 0.1 EV, always. Or you just lose no EV, 0. Did we get
Block
wrecked?
the flush and you block his freaking bluffs. Like,
Right.
It's
we
fine.
block king jack like.
I don't want to look at
whatever.
too much. We'll look at some turn stuff, but the river solutions here, or I'm afraid to put too much weight into all the river stuff because it's not solved. Who knows how far it's solved? I think the flop stuff is great. Now what, Matt? Come on, this is hand. Oh shit, I was doing a few last night. This is hand 3. Come on, Cletus.
3.
Shit, I already busted 2 hands. Shit, that's small.
How small?
33.
These queen high boards are interesting. 33, you can't do it. No, these queen high boards, queen mid, not much interaction with the 7 or 6 in our range. We do wrap this queen and have some, so it's probably not the worst in the world, but I like that you're just trying to stab. Look at you. Now what?
55.
55. Anybody checking this or anything else?
You can check for deception.
I'm raising my hand.
Raising
I would check to
hand.
raise.
Oh,
I'm
definitely not check raise.
It's mostly bet and little check. I'm pretty sure.
I might go 9.8.
I play a check
Damn.
raise.
33.
I've heard
33.
all of it.
Screw
And you know
3%.
what?
Yep,
You're
like I
all
said,
right.
You're all right.
I check raise here all day long.
I don't know about check.
When is that ever not an 8?
Nah,
Check call to keep
I
in
think we
bluffs.
check, we're calling.
Woo, let's see what happens.
Nap pulled the wood check raise.
And you know what's beautiful? Everybody here was
Blocker.
fairly right in a way, you know, checking is good. The EV's close between the decision here, and it's good. You're checking or betting.
10%er, block it.
Hey, it's a little bit in there. Mostly checking though. Now you're about to get jammed on.
When you
Big
check,
Mark.
he jams and you're fucked
Call.
anyways. fool.
The solver is going to jam on this in this spot. I feel like when I play this, it's just jamming on me
He's
every
got
time.
jack
Yeah.
9.
Way
Show me
too
jack
many.
9.
Wait a
But
minute.
they
go
do
ahead.
have way too many possible
Two
two pairs, straights, and flushes that get there.
In real life,
I
fold
mean,
this shit
this-
every time.
Fold it every time,
Yeah.
and so on a board like this, it's better to just check, give up. I mean,
Well, not
This-
versus the solver. Now what,
Yeah,
Matt, you
well.
calling?
No, fold.
I'll
What?
fight another
I
day.
guess this.
Another 0.1 EV call. Is it going to be close?
Ace
I
king
think
would have
it-
3
0.
bet.
point-
It
yeah,
does.
close.
Queen would have
Wow.
flatted. Ace
Closer than
6,
I
Ace
thought.
7, Jack 10 got there,
just-
flush got
You know
there.
what? Relative to the size of the pot, this isn't like massive EV loss, you know? If somebody can be fucking around, but yeah, it's
In your bluff
yeah, there's
catching
just
what?
so few bluffs here. So
Pocket
There's
10s
enough,
or something
it's
that jam.
close.
Pocket 10's a big showdown. Like,
someone was asking on turn, check raising on turn, something I would never consider doing personally. Under the gun, let's get to the turn. Let's
That's the
check.
river.
Oh, piss. I'll go back to the
You
turn.
just
Yeah,
give,
I'm right
if you
here.
just give them a click on that turn, you're gonna know right where you stand. Correct?
Recheck. Excuse me?
If you click them on the turn, you're gonna know right where you stand on their actions.
What,
And-
why
and-
is it?
I mean, are you click folding
Why?
an ace
Why did it
on
do
the
that?
turn? Like you're never folding that hand, right?
What action did we do in this hand? I'm sorry, I'm all
That
The guy
feels
piles
bad.
it in, are you gonna fold? Of course you're gonna fold.
I think in game he went.
Why do that though, when you got
Wait a
showdown
minute, go
in
ahead.
that
Wait a
top
minute, wait a
pair?
minute. Let Joey talk for a second. I'm trying to get this right. Go ahead,
In game
Joey.
he won 33%.
33, and then they call.
Call. Ace of diamonds.
Ace of diamonds. We wanted to explore if we are check raising.
Yeah,
here's
I
our
was the
strategy
one that said
overall.
that.
No, I mean, I want to clear up, if we are.
Yeah, I'm interested
and
to
if
see
you- if you
too.
Take that, because
That's
I don't
just
want
how
you
I
to,
play it.
I don't want you to get to fucking torch it in game, right? We check, and then their most common bet size is gonna be big. Whee! Sheesh. All right, so they use the big sizing.
Which
And
pretty much kills your check raises.
dead. Don't do it. I would never
Only
do
two
it.
pair.
Yeah, and
Well, if
wanna
he's
keep it full-
raising that big, I wouldn't shove on that. I'd call.
What about against the third?
I'm saying,
Never
yeah, what
doing
if he
it.
bet 2.35? Then
it's
what?
something. It would be suboptimal. Much. I mean, versus like it's
In
not a
position, he
thing.
doesn't have any.
He
bets
doesn't
below
have small
50%.
bet here. But if
He
let's say he
does,
goes
though. I mean, the
55,
population might do that. If the population's doing it, you got,
you just
price
call
to
it.
call. They're
Yeah, you
giving you
don't
a
call
price,
it.
you gotta take it.
You're like letting them play perfectly where you're condensing their range to bluffs and stuff like that. You let them just call with hands like two pair and the sets and the good shit and the super high equity draws, and then fold the worst ace X and the dog shit. Don't you think?
What I was saying was if they bet small, like
No, but you don't want to.
2.35.
No, you just don't want to do it. The solver's saying no, especially with this hand
6.5.
class. It doesn't matter. It just is not going to be a thing.
You're
Okay.
out of position and you don't, your kicker's
Right.
not.
It doesn't even like it. No, it's they raise and then
Okay.
I guess under 1% at a time with a
It's like it like even gets I mean, even like though, like if you go to
Ugh.
2.35, so this is
like
63% call.
95%.
Have them bet 20%, the call percentage is probably gonna go up.
But the check raising percentage goes up because he goes so goddamn small.
No, actually it
The
goes
smaller.
down. So you now are
No, we're
calling
at we're raising-
70%.
Oh, I see but we're still check raising 5. Oh no, we got more check raises here, bro.
It has
Overall.
more check raises against the
Yes.
small bet.
The smaller they go, the more you can check raise. But
That's what I was
of
saying.
all this, but I mean, they would have to go 20%
But
pot.
still,
And
ace-
then it's still like
ace
marginal
jack
as
is
hell.
marginal to check raise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the EV is just always higher for calling. I don't know if it's a security thing. We feel more secure and comfortable playing the hand because we're scared of the river, different rivers. So we want to check raise now, not to face crazy rivers and be scared. Like, no, it doesn't. Ace jack
Yeah.
still not in that context, not being strong enough to do that.
You want like two pair or plus, right? Like,
All right. Whatever.
I wonder if ace king will have bet the turn.
Oh, there. What are we targeting with a
Oh.
check raise? We're equity denial and protection. Is my assumptions be money?
The guy called the flop, so I think he's gonna continue with the
I
backdoor
see.
straight. and,
Didn't he lead out
yeah.
2.5 on the turn sixes?
Did he lead 2.5 on the turn? When the last hand?
This one right here, or yeah, the last hand, sorry.
But we had C-bet the flop there.
I'd bet
Okay,
turn,
my
yeah.
mistake.
I was betting
Missed it.
turn.
Okay,
Yep. Yeah, we
Alright.
C-bet flop. in that
Originally,
case.
I bet turn, yeah.
okay, sorry. Thank you.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, am I still playing?
Yeah, you have.
Bet small then, I guess. Maybe even big. If we're leveraging our kings in this, probably small. though.
Bet small.
Yeah.
Even with ace king,
Paired board.
without a spade, don't debate yourself. You can bet here. It's okay. Don't be scared when he calls and what happens on the turn. We'll look
But
at that
imagine
portion
if-
of the strategy. Now what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Double. 55.
Is this card good for your range to double? It's
No,
probably gonna mix.
not really.
All right.
Buying
Yeah,
river,
that's,
hopefully.
I
Yeah.
instantly asked you that because that matters. I asked you that because that matters.
If
We
this
can
hand
change it.
bets flop, I imagine a ton of hands bet flop, because I imagine this would be one of the best hands to check,
Nope.
and it's still betting.
Nope. And you know what? We looked at this earlier, paired boards. One of probably, I mean, these out of
Yeah, I know.
position spots are just excruciatingly misplayed. Because everybody just wants to check now.
We bet big, don't we? Supposed to
No,
bet
we,
big?
no,
No
no, no,
No
no,
big
no.
bet.
Hey,
No big bet,
okay.
of course.
don't, I want you to get in these spots in game. I do not want you to be betting big for any reason too often, unless it's an exploit. Unless you know this guy's efficient calling or something like that, or you leverage some fold equity versus for some specific reasons. Because the normal strategy on this spot, on these paired boards, is 20% and 33%. That's the strategy. It's never going to be too much of this. And then when they're doing it, it's just like not really definitive on what you're going to do it with. But this is easy to implement. Go back. Oh, I wanted to look at that turn. Oh, fuck me. I wanted to see turns. So turn strat. Ace, king, nope. Betting our queens. Where do our bluffs come from?
Flushes.
Heart spades, heart spades, heart spades, heart spades, heart spades. Your flush draws. You need to pick up equity a lot of times. This ace 10's like one of our worst, but it still has heart spade. Anytime you have a spade or a heart,
Yeah.
it makes his bet. EV a little bit higher for checking a lot of with this ace 10 and mixing. But
9-8 suited is going
Gut
ham
shot.
without the flush draw.
it's like one of the worst hands we have, right?
Yeah,
But it is.
yeah.
But we have a gut shot though.
Yeah, we have a gut shot.
Emergency. Like we have an emergency gut shot and it's not lowish, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why does
ace-
it bet less
Go
with a flush draw?
Because
Some
you
of
have
these
more
flush draws
equity
you-
with the
equity.
flush draw.
Correct.
Oh, because if it a jam,
Well, you get to realize equity and have some showdowns with these other ones.
what?
So which one were you asking out? Yeah, we fold out to trashy floats as well. Good call. Because you must consider when we go 20% specifically with MDF, people actually are going to float extremely wide versus that, right? Like people just aren't going to fold much versus it. So this double barrel is going to have a lot of weight and fold out a lot of trashy floats. And we're also going to have the emergency gut shots and have some equity drawing to something a lot. And this ace 10 is just going to be a good blocker. This blocks a lot of king, queen, queen jacks. Yeah, so
True. What about like
And-
Jack 10 and Jack 9 and those kind of hands? King,
good
king high.
blockers. Blocks,
king nine.
block, bottoms. Jack 10 off isn't doing it. You think about the
Right.
king team, the king queens and the king jack, these have extraordinary blocker properties. We have an overcard to 2 if they have any of these under pairs. We kept their range extraordinarily wide by going small. So when you guys do want to go big and you actually get called, the problem is their range is going to be so condensed and you're going to be fucked, right? But at least when you go 20% or 30%, A, people are going to overfold to the small bet, and B, when they do show up, you're going to be able to still have bluffs in your range because you've kept their continuing range wide enough, if that makes sense. You're going to be able to actually double barrel bluff a lot because their range is going to have enough weaker hands in the range.
I think one other thing that should be mentioned, on paired boards on the turn, ace king often has about
Sure,
the
I'm
same equity as small pairs. So it kind of fits into your marginal made hands.
Yeah, and it's some of the it's one of our better hands. Like we're going to be more polar with our strategy. We're going to need to pick up equity. And then we're going to have worse hands with backdoor properties, gut shot properties that we're going to use as a bluff. And some of those middling range with good blockers to the queen, the jack 10s and stuff like that, the king 10s, the king jacks. Those hands are going to slot in as actual bluffs because they're not going to show down as often and win. So we check. Now what? You check, check, turn. Shit misses. Come on, Matt. Last one.
Oh, I'm still playing this?
You knew.
Check. Whatever, I already fucked it up, so.
Do you think we ever used like 1 or 4 as a block? Ever?
I'm not at this point.
Nope.
I double barreled and he's still there. I ain't gonna freaking block.
We didn't
or
double
bluff
barrel. We
him.
checked the turn. Calling
Oh.
or folding?
It's a call.
Mm. Matt says call, set up, snap call.
You need the ace of spades.
Unblocking.
Yeah.
I'm calling this.
Oh, Walton's calling.
I'm folding this.
He's just folding.
Mostly
Uh-oh.
folding, mostly folding.
Mostly folding. Matt folded. Set Habs call. Molten Ashes call. Let's see. You're damned if you
Oh,
do.
some
You're
call.
damned if you don't. You ain't losing much, Evie, if you do.
Lot of call.
And you ain't losing
Oh.
shit if you don't, of course. All right, let's see if we got worked or not. The solver is full of bluffs. Nope, goods.
Nope.
The goods.
That's a
Can
sick
you look
guy,
at the,
hot
can
guy
you
that
look at
was
the river
nice.
range?
Well, the river, I'm always we can look at the ranges, but
I
I'm
just want to
afraid
see
of
if,
their
are we more likely to call if we don't have the ace of hearts? We have like the ace of clubs. If we don't have hearts, just if we unlock them, there's ace high clubs or whatever, there's crappy ace eyes.
Miss flush draws.
yeah,
Collecting the
you're
back
just
door
not
and the front
loving
door.
it.
Nah,
at
it's most folding it, but yeah.
I have a
with the
question. I have
spade
a
or the
question.
Who is
Yeah.
that? Who is
That was
asking the
me.
question?
I got a question. Just
Yes.
because of what he had on the button 10-10, are you ever 3-betting that 10-10 from
No.
you're
I'm not gonna
always gonna
say-
call with a UTG open? With your
Percent
tens?
gun.
Wait a minute, let me answer Jeff real quick. Like, I just think a hand like 10-10 versus UTG, once all the money goes in, you're not gonna be doing well, considering the early position player isn't gonna put it in with too many worse pairs, which is gonna leave you flipping in debt too often. So yes, I'm gonna be calling a lot at this stack that with 9s, 10s. I believe jacks is even
Jacks, even queens.
Queens are like 50-50 if you're playing a tough, like very well-rounded table, and you like, I think queens are probably calling like 60% or something like that. So let's take a look at that range because it's a good question. I don't want you guys to grief the pre-flop portion of this from the buttons range either. It's all important. Yeah, like right away, like
It is, okay.
yeah, like 60% call with the queens, and then these jacks and 10s and 9s. Like, it's just a tragedy for you to 3-bet these 10s. And when under the gun actually comes back over the top, you're
Cringe.
fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, he is never using this range down here, which is what you really want to stack, right? You get to play 10s in position, post flop, which is very strong. You get to keep in a lot of worse hands. You're gonna have over paired to keep in worse under pair in situations. You're gonna keep in 9x and 9 high boards where you get to make a lot of money from those type of hands. And you get to keep in 8x on 8 high boards. Like, I think you should slow down and pump the brakes with these type of hands versus specifically under the gun.
Yeah, I've made the same mistake with jacks a few times, even jacks. Yeah.
Everybody makes this mistake with jacks. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Shit,
Like,
that was a
everybody
mistake I was
just
making with 10s.
Yeah,
giga punt it. Like, under their gun or +1 opens, guys. Like, you need to be aware that mostly, especially in tournaments, people are tight as fuck and like going to be much tighter, especially mid and late stages that have stronger range. And when you 3-bet 10s and they 4-bet, you're in bad shape, or it's just not a cool spot to be in. And as we get deeper in tournaments, when we look at ICM spots later, we're gonna like look at these same type of hand classes where people are struggling with these middling pair, where a lot of your weight in your range is going to go to your suited aces and suited kings and stuff like that, because that has more weight.
Blocker effect.
Correct. And then when you actually get called in these spots, you're not completely dead. And you're going to hit an ace. You're going to have those flush draws and things like that.
And if you're playing against somebody that knows their ranges, they're only 3-bet, their only size after you 3-bet them there is jam. And then their jams are coming from basically queens plus, ace king off, ace king suited, and then some. If they know it, ace 5 suited, ace 4 suited, you're dead versus that range, but you have to call.
It's sad as shit. Yeah.
So like
it's actually, you don't want to be
eights,
in that.
like those 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks. you're like, if you take that 3-bet option and then they jam, you have to call those, but you're dead every time. Other
No,
than
no,
the like few times that someone may find ace-5 or ace-4 suited.
right.
So it's just, yeah, you don't want to.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, hopefully that saves somebody some money and stuff. So, cool. Let's get someone else in here to do 5 more. Maybe do 15 hands. We're having some in-depth thoughts. We're seeing some different board types and things like that. I do think maybe we mix it up on the board type here, and then start to see, like, maybe do 5 flush draw, 5 rainbow boards. All right, let's do some rainbow boards, and then we'll do some flush draw boards.
Oh, change your highest card because you have that set at queens.
Oh fuck, that's why we haven't been seeing any ace high flops.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Do we have any fresh meat? Any new Matt Nickel? You interested in getting here and giving it a shot, buddy? If not, I get it. It could be lurk mode. That's okay. I don't have a mic, but I will. That's okay as well, man. Feel free to also unbet. Shit, me too. Aren't we all? Everybody in this room is kind of bad, so it's cool. Feel free to type in your response. You can, since I won't be able to get too elaborate with context, just type in how you will respond in these spots. Let's move on. All right, here you go. The hashtag Me Too movement is back. Me too. Yeah, me too. For sure.
Oh, go back to your thing. You have it because you had it clicked on the river.
Oh, piss. Yeah, I gotta go back. I'm gonna go back to flop.
Yeah. Now hit start training.
Yep. All right, ace, king, 8. Paint, paint. Bottom pair, backdoor flush draw. Now what? It's on you, Matt. We'll let him enter in chat. Then I'll call on some of you guys because I'm curious on your thoughts here and trying to extract our betting ranges and spots. What are you doing here, Matt? Nickel. Bet 2.3. All right. Bet 2.3 as well. Jelly is going small.
I'm over betting this.
Hot
Because
damn.
he has no ace kings. He has no
Block.
aces. He has no kings.
We block ace 8 as well.
Yeah.
That's actually fucking disgusting. And
I like the 8.9.
I know
damn.
Just because of
I
his
know.
ranges.
Damn.
I can
All right,
see
what do you
that.
think, Mo?
And there's no
What do you
good
think,
turn card that's coming. I just want to
The
end
thing
my
is-
hand.
I can see that because I think we sometimes overbet in position. I don't know about out of position, but
I
I'm
was gonna
curious
say
to see.
Yeah, we do. You remember looking at the reports? There were purple in those reports.
Yeah, I think. Wow.
I lost control of my body because I was looking at this spot.
We just want to
The ace
end this
king
hand
board.
now.
Ace, king, X, ace, queen, X. You have some overbets. You have overbets on queen, 10X. Some of these 2 paint high card boards, you're going to have overbets. And this is what I'm talking about from a creativity standpoint in this group as poker players. And I think it's something we all need to adjust to rather than autopilot. And people say, I know damn well people in this group are just snap checking this. You know,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
it.
Probably.
People acting like in the group we've had this small discussion. We can kind of cheat mentally and say we wouldn't, but you know, a lot of you are checking this and not ever finding an overbet. And if you do bet, it's just this, which is good. I like that we're finding this, but look at the EV between the bets. It either likes this 20%, which is this, and then this, and I think this is really good as well. So Matt said this. I think Nickel said this. Let me see what you said. Yeah, he said that. So we're gonna play it like that. I clicked the overbet because I've seen it. I like overbet now. Nope, your ass is playing versus 33, and you get called. Now what? You picked up equity. How do you think we respond here? I have some thoughts, but I want to see what do you do here? Waiting on Matt. Beep beep. 6.5, the 55% option. What are you
I like
guys
it.
thinking?
I was thinking
Uh,
9.8. I was thinking bet big.
Uh,
6.5, 6.5s.
yeah, I
It's
like
just-
9.8 or 6.5, whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this is a standard if we went small on the turn. Now we picked up more equity, go
We bet.
83, go big, big, but not, you can't overbet now, but go
Yeah, I
big
was
on the turn.
wondering which between these two sizes it likes. That card does
6.5
have
is
some
probably okay.
interaction. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be okay. I imagine this. And you got to think from a perspective of setting up an all-in 9.3 when we get there has a little more meat, and the SPR is going to be much better for us if we go 9.8. I think
forgot
this could
about the
be
SPR.
reasonable as well.
Like the point of betting big on the
I would just, if I'm playing super well, I'm thinking 9.8 because it sets up a more realistic SPR in the event that my range supports us having two pair sets and all that. And I would want to bet those type of hands to get it in by the river. So you got to think in context of the stack to pot ratio as well, and how you would bet your value range when you pick up equity in these spots. Because I don't ever think you're really getting raised here too often. If you do, when you go 9.8, you probably have to call it off.
Yeah, and Matt asked about, doesn't make sense to overbet here,
No.
which it doesn't, because since we went small on the flop, we kept a lot of their queens and their 10 X's in. So you don't want to overbet here because you don't want to condense their range to only a queen or a 10 or a pair.
Right.
When we're
Also-
Yeah,
done,
you don't want to over condense the range, but this is reasonable enough to not really get, you're not going to get raised too wide, and it's just kind of consistent with our value range.
I have a
And-
question, sixes.
Yes.
So when let's say we do bet 9.8 on the turn, he calls, are we shutting down on the river because, like we don't have a lot left behind to even bluff? That's what I'm thinking.
We're getting to the river. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, okay.
we got there, but
Yeah,
one thing I think there would be a reasonable amount. We would have some hands we give up with getting to the river, considering we go big 83 on river and he's still there on a board that's coordinated. Hell yeah, we're gonna have some give ups. We're not gonna be
okay.
all right, are you whipping it? Or what are we doing here? Yam it. Everybody in this room jamming this. 14.5 for jelly.
Well, how much?
All in.
Oh,
No, I think I'm
We
jamming
only have,
this.
we only have 28 bigs and it's 24 big pots, so yeah, it'd be it all in.
I don't mind
I'm checking
14.5.
this. He's got too many king flushes. But I think I'm checking this and giving him a chance to bluff at it.
I was considering that.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh,
I
he's
think
gonna
a couple
check back.
things happen
Yeah.
here. A couple the same range that you're trying to get called by is probably gonna fucking rip it, plus a handful more bluffs and worse value hands.
I like that, beats.
If we jam here, you only get called by the same range. It probably puts it in anyway, but when we check, we get a handful more bluffs. It looks like we might be giving up, and he could turn some hand, like the same range that would call you is probably gonna fucking rip it. All the queen X, ripping it. That, I mean, the queen X is ripping it, and that's what we're really targeting.
Yeah, if
Every
he's got
fucking
queen
time.
jack of diamonds and you rip it, he folds.
Well,
But
he
if
has
you
a
check,
straight,
he rips.
I
So-
don't think a straight's ever folding in his range.
yeah, no.
0% of his straights.
The-
But I think,
But
do
this
we get the
SPR.
added benefit of him bluffing off additional portions of his range by checking? I would
Yes.
definitely think about checking a
I think
lot
that-
in this spot.
There's
that now,
one
yeah.
part of the range that might check, might call, but still check it. And that would be like two pairs.
But
Like
we'll
king
see.
jack.
This is what we're saying. Because what you got to think about, like when you jam here, the fucking range that is calling you is going to jam and we get extra bluffs. Two pair calling on the, like when we just 1, 2, 3, the 4 line gets there, it's fucking not doing it. A good player is probably still getting out of dodge. But when we check, we get the bluffs and the same range that would call behind.
Yeah, and you gotta remember on
Yes.
flushes, he only has like two worse flushes than us, which is 8-7 suited and 8-6 suited.
We don't even get called by a worse flush. That's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, that's like the only two possible worst flushes he has, so.
You block those with the 8 and the 9, all of his
Yeah.
flushes.
Yeah, obviously. So there's, like, we can never get called by a worse flush, so we don't want to jam it.
There's also something I want to see in the solution.
queen, 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 queen. Yeah, some of these is bluffs. 1, 2, 3s. Woof.
What does our range look like on the turn when we do make the overbet on the flop?
Nutted.
So this is flop.
Wait,
Wait a minute, under the gun. Why does it have us using this side? Oh, because we did. Do you want to see the different size? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I want to see how we continue on the turn after we overbet the flop.
I don't remember the fucking turn.
Jack of spades.
yeah, Jack of spades.
You go hard as shit. Once again, it naturally would be a very good card for your range.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like very intuitive outside of like the 7-8, like the 7-8 of clubs and stuff. You gotta have some heart. It's going 55. I love that. Damn, man, I would make this mistake by now.
7-8 of clubs. Ugh, I don't know that I find that one.
Me either, man. I was
probably
was
just like-
looking at it like I make this mistake.
I shut down on that one.
Yeah. The 8-9 as well. Some of these I just, yeah, a handful of this region, maybe making mistakes myself. The rest of it looks pretty natural.
No, that's the present. There's no jams. Like, it's
Hell
only
no,
55s.
there's a 2x pot out of position. You got called versus overbet. You jammed
it 2x pot?
literally stone dead.
It's just a little. It's a little. It's just.
It's
a little
500% pot.
Am I misreading this? It's 28.
Oh, 28 into 20.
24.
Oh, it's 125% pot. Yeah, it's none. 116% pot. None of it.
Yeah, so you're still doing a big bet for the stack sizes now. At
You only do that when you
55%.
want to deviate from solvers.
All right, nickel. Let's keep it going, my friend. Check or bet. Snap. You don't do it. This is one of those boards in the report that
not
was
do it.
really bad for our range. Do you meet MDF versus quarter pot or 20%?
Probably fold.
Ooh, who said that? Was that
I
Doc?
did.
I'm
did.
never folding.
I
Yeah,
probably
Because
would.
neither of us have 8s, 7s, or
No.
6s.
The problem is like, yeah, you ain't picking up much. I guess if you were like edge passing slightly and you think you're just gonna torch 1.5 bigs in a tournament or something like that, and you wanted to edge pass for 0.4 EV, like something minuscule, and you're gonna be out of position and uncomfortable, cool. But I would suggest still floating. You need some ace high floats. And you torched at 1.5 bigs. You leading this ever?
never in a million years. Sorry, I'm not in hand.
Hmm,
Nope.
No.
Not with this. Probably have some leads in your range on this board when called up. I wonder. Call or fold? What are we doing? Who said call? Joey?
no,
Oh,
it was a groan.
I was about to say, damn,
0.01.
call's kind of savage and pretty nasty.
What would a
50-50.
raise look like
I
here?
groaned because
Like shit.
the size of the bet, I'm like, oh my God, we still got a call.
Go back to UTG real quick. Your betting range here is like 8. Even hands like 10s, you're still like, yeah, just check. This is an uncommon one that I would never find.
Yeah, that's weird. The queen jack, king
These,
jack.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
The back door with the back doors.
2 overs in the
Yeah.
backdoor flush draw, just find a bet. More so than you're betting 10s. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I did want to see versus if we have leads here, which I think not in this one.
As in
Yeah,
10s.
nah, it's like 7%. It ain't shit. All right, cool. That was hand 3. Then we're gonna change it for the next person to the harder boards, which are 2-tone. 8-9 queen high pair board. Have we learned anything today? This is the litmus test for that.
Yes, almost never check.
What is wrong with you? Skate? I'm a perma that ass next time. I'm kidding.
I thought it was open.
1.4. God damn it, Skate. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna
Let's
be
go
better.
1.4 or 2.3. I'm curious.
1.4.
Goes 1.4.
Either one.
Did it
But 2.3
today.
Right after this.
We helped people today. Fuck yeah. We're c-betting
What
these.
is-
It's beautiful.
Why is it like 1.4 when 2.3 has more EV?
You know, I think these are both gonna be very viable in game. To keeping ranges wider and just cleaning up fold equity. This is probably reasonable bet size here because it keeps in under pair hand you get value from as well. So
I see. that
I
makes
don't know
sense.
how it determines the EV between these two, all these decisions.
It's, I mean, if you had any like, I mean, because you can't really on this with 9-8, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you had anything other than like if you had go to it's not really the same 10-9 suited. I'm sure.
Made a mistake.
There it is. So EV graph, if you're trying to see how much EV we have in this spot, you can see the breakdown in ranges in this kind of situation as well. Our range from under the gun is going to be on the left. Guess when we bet, we get to realize a little bit more equity as well. All right, let's keep it moving. We do want to bet. We just bet more than you check in this spot. Why did it change? Oh, no, it didn't. I thought it was 9
didn't.
before.
I don't.
The fun part, now do you double barrel? It's still on you, my friend. Beep, beep. Did Nicole already say something? Did I miss it? What are you doing? I'm impatient. All right, he left. Somebody take over for him. What are we doing here on the turn? First person to say.
Check.
I go
Check.
5.4.
Joey says check, and then I hear a 5.4 from Molten, and then did I hear another big bet?
Check.
Check.
Your
Didn't pick
big
up
bet
equity.
isn't the worst thing in the world. It's not.
I was thinking small as well. I think this hand needs protection still from.
The solver doesn't necessarily disagree with you, to be fair. 40% of the time, 32% of the time or something like that, it is going to decide to bet with about the same EV as checking. So you are not griefing it by stabbing here. Well, now you get to face this, Joey. What are you doing?
I think we have to call one.
Can't fold. You can fold. Jesus. I would be hard pressed to fold.
Well,
this if
I'm
I
getting that
actually
100th of a big blind.
That's that. Wait a minute. 100,000. Yeah. Well, you gonna check or are you gonna have some leads here or anything funky?
Only just checkmate. Oh, sorry.
Check.
No, I mean, I would just not. I'm checking for him.
Nah,
You win.
Oh,
What?
no.
You don't.
Oh, what?
I'm actually surprised the solver fucking checks there with the queen of spades in its hand. as well.
Yeah, I would think that would be
Wow.
one of the ones that bets.
Ooh, shit.
And if
That's
he bets, I
interesting.
think I have to fold.
I actually don't really. That's might be the tightest check I've ever seen in this program's history.
Yeah, because I'm like, how many?
I have never
How many
seen.
flushes that you get there with? Do you check to them?
I would grief this 1000% of the time with the spade in my hand. It's 100% a check, brother.
Like,
Yeah,
I
but there are
can't.
other combos with spades that are ripping it.
I am. This is
I
why I
can't-
say I don't know about the river accuracy on some of these spots. Like, this is why I get a little bit. Like, guys, the flop is very solid. Like, I would might need to run something like this in Pio because it seems busted as shit as strategy.
Yeah.
Like, how are we not putting it in with the spade in trips? Maybe we're not. I don't know. Maybe my brain is. Maybe you got just a two head. Flop
agree with
strategy
you.
sound. Yep. I think our man had to dip set. So Joey, take over for him.
All right,
Rainbow.
this is gonna be a high check board. And I think aces will check at some frequency to protect our checking range.
At what frequency though? You've been here long enough to
I
now
think-
throw a number at it.
60% maybe?
Mostly checking, he thinks. Mostly betting.
reversing.
Good one.
I would, from here on out, I'm betting like something like this, but this hand needs zero protection, where it's really dry, slow playing is reasonable and it's good. Like, I know this is a bet out of position kind of seminar today, but this is good.
You check because the range of his maiden is low on this board.
It's
Mostly.
pretty dry. No, well, don't forget that Queen X, the button should have ace queen. The button should have king queen in its range. The button has fucking ace queen suited in the fighting range here.
But you don't want ends like a jack 10, 10-9 to fold, so the check is make logic. On
Or
this board.
yeah, and that's why it wants to mix in the smaller bet sizes as well. Like, I imagine on queen 10 deuce and queen 9 deuce, we get to mix in bigger sizes. We're betting at a higher frequency because the number of gut shots and hands that could continue make more sense. Whereas on queen 4 deuce, we can get two streets, bigger streets, sometimes from worse, and he can also we can just have him bet a queen X. Sorry, that was long-winded, but Joey, what are you doing here after check two?
I wanna get, try to get two streets now. I'm just not sure on the sizing.
It's fair.
I'll go 55%.
Feels like a catch-all safe sizing that it may mix to use. I wonder if it wants to go bigger after it goes check. I would almost think like
Yep.
this or this. I would almost overbet this kind of shit when he goes check to get max value from all of his jack sets it needs to call. But I wonder if like this, I would overbet a lot.
I like
when check
Oh,
two.
okay.
I like
Yeah.
5.9.
And one thing you'll notice when you miss that street of value and it goes check, you're gonna have this
You make up for it?
overbet. You make up for it a lot, and this overbet it. This is such a good strategy to use in your own games when they check in the back seat, because in the back seat, they're very incentivized to bet all their queen X and value hands, correct?
Yes.
And that's especially true multi-way. So in multi-way situations, when the player doesn't bet in the back seat because they should never slow play, you should try to fuck that player up later in later streets. But that's for another day. But in this spot, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of overbetting on turns. And I think this works extremely well in game, and you need to have this in your arsenal when it goes check, flop, and it's back to you on the turn. And you can use this with an array of different hands. I would only bet. I'm overbetting every single gut shot here, backdoor or not in some instances, and then all of our gut shots, straight draws, and good hands. So this is a pretty tough strategy to play against, and you're balanced because you have aces, and you're also going to do it when you have ace 5 here. You're going to do it with the backdoor flush draws. You're going to do it with your open-ended straight draws, and your sets are just pure. So make sure you have this overbet in your game on the turn. It's much more prevalent than 55. There. And this is the range you're going to use. And this is going to be fairly consistent on a lot of different nodes. They go check, flop when we're out of position, and then we get to bet. This is an extremely consistent strategy where we get to be polar because their range is in such a little cap.
No, that's cool. I learned this today.
Wow. Yeah, this is super cool. This is super cool. And this is why I like to do these sort of sessions where I think we get in a deeper strategy for this spot, because beat you. No, this shit is insanely consistent.
Yeah.
This is standard shit. Like when it goes check, check, you are polar on a lot of turns.
Yep.
Over bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know why he checked on the back on the other hand too. If you want to go back to it after this one.
Yep.
So that we learn when we're in position why we should check that back. It took me a second to think about it, but I got it.
Why should why we should be checking back here for on
Well, when
the
on
button?
that previous hand when it was he had ace queen and the flop was queen queen 8.
Yes.
Because every flush that we have, we check to him on the river.
Oh, we don't have
So
no.
he's he's only like the huge majority of the hands, probably 75+% of the hands that we would call him with are beating him. So it's a small percentage of hands that we call him with that are a set of or a trip queens as well. So that's why he's checking that back, just because he's just protecting his equity.
Fair. Wanted to look at this buttons range and let us know why we get to overbet a ton on turns. And what I think happens in game a lot in this spot as well, and probably the weight distribution of the ranges here for the solver are going to be very unbalanced when we get into population, especially in the mid and low stakes. Whereas I think these queens that actually do flat, every single one of them, mostly just fucking bet. You may find a few good mid stakes players and stuff like that that are reasonable enough to check these queen jack, queen 10 and stuff like that. But I think as a majority, this range, and as you could see from here from the breakdown, top pair, mostly betting 70% of the time if they ever have over pair sets. So that leaves a void when we get to that spot in game, where when they check back in this spot where they're pretty fucking capped. Whereas we check back some of our strongest hands in this spot, we mix aces, right? We check back even top pair, we mix that on a board that's dry. So that's why we get to go absolutely ham sandwich on the turn. And if you look at your betting strategy from under the gun, yeah, you're just mixing here. Ace queen would have some bigger bets, some over bets and stuff like that. You can make kings, the preferred bomb. Kings, yep, your preferred over bet are 83. You don't have any over bets on this dry ass board, but you have some 83. So cool.
Can't we just remove their ace X in that hand because of our card removal? Basically.
They're gonna have a fewer combos of it, absolutely. Like we can just omit ace 3 of hearts, ace 5 of hearts, ace 4 of diamonds, ace 3 of diamonds, ace 5 of diamonds. So by process of elimination with some of the backdoor flush draw combos and suited aces, absolutely.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Thanks.
Would he still be able to have like ace jack of clubs? Yes, right? That would be a hand he would be pip with, right? You still would have like some of the other ones, ace 5 of spades, ace 3 of spades. So cool. What are you doing here, Joey? After you overbet the turn.
Oh, you gave me the overbet on the turn?
Hell yeah, I gave you the
Okay.
overbet on the turn.
I was going to shove because I thought I under repped on the turn. I think we could. Yeah, go for it.
He's all in. And
Your check.
this keeps happening to you.
Let them bluff.
This keeps happening to you guys. The same range
yeah,
that is
you
going
have-
to call your fucking jam is going to jam itself a lot of times.
And you have to think about what did you condense his range to on the turn with the overbet. He's got
Yeah.
a queen, he's got a jack, he's got now a missed diamond draw, or he's got ace 4 suited.
Unblock king 10 of
Or
diamonds.
king 10. Yeah, he's got, so he's got missed straight draws, he's got a queen, or he's got a jack, or he's got queen jack for 2 pair. And you beat all of those now. The only thing you're losing to really is like ace four.
And we've
And
already
an
established.
occasional queens and occasional jacks.
Yeah, the
fold, but
boats and
that's
stuff
it.
like that. Yeah. Sorry, I mean to cut you off, Beats. But yeah, like you said, we've already established he doesn't have a lot of queen X in his range on the flop. So he has a jack X that probably doesn't call the all in. And he has the backdoor diamond draws, 9-10 of diamonds, king 10 of diamonds, right? That we don't block, those kind of combos. And then some other random bluffs, right? Like 10-8 of diamonds. Let those hands fucking cock jam it in. And hopefully like we bluff catch. So change move, check.
That's one thing I'll say
Yeah,
I've
no.
taken away so far today. Is stop betting the river. I don't have to bet every time. I can let them make the mistakes.
Well, I think that's fairly true in a vacuum because it's contingent upon the range we've condensed our villains to with our bet sizing. So take into consideration what you've tried to accomplish with your bet sizing, where they should show up in their range in this kind of spot.
Yeah.
I'm curious, does aces without a diamond ever bet? Because we block them
No.
having like ace X of diamonds.
I mean, versus this is fucking wild. Like even 9-10 of clubs versus the overbet. They have the jack, but they have like all their draws and jack X are still in play. They have a handful of queen X that might have checked back. We waited. Let's look at the weight range height. So yeah, not much ace queen. You can see their ace queen weight is a little lower. They still have some queen X on the turn as well. Now let's go back to the river and then look at our range and if it ever slow plays. It jams kings. I think it wants to have the ace X so it unblocks his backdoor ace X hands it might need to bluff.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
that makes sense.
His backdoor nut
so it's
flush
not-
draws and stuff like that. All of them are checking because we want him to turn his gut shots and miss ace 5, ace 3s into bluffs and stuff like that, I presume.
I mean, it's kind of in the same strength range as kings, but it blocks many more of his.
Ace
Yeah.
4 and ace deuce are just pure bluffing.
Yeah,
They
you
don't get to bluff.
you basically with
Ace four is
aces there have the nuts the way it played out.
Yep. And one
I mean,
thing
because
we
you
noticed-
never have queens full, you never have jacks full, really.
Yep.
So you have the nut, like that's the absolute top of your range. So, and his range is yours.
This is why it wants you to also, this is a big reason why it wants us to check. And we're in case you're really want to more of a reason why, it's because the same range, a lot of these queen X go for it. We keep in these lower hands that need to bluff 5, 6, 4. Oh, there was a 4. 4 is trips. 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7 of diamonds. All the missed diamond draws. Not all of most of them are going for it. King 9 of diamonds, right? So we just keep in so many more bluffs. His queen X goes with it in regardless, right? Queen Jack. So we get the benefit of the same queen X when broken. We keep in all the bluffs.
Shit.
Yep.
I'll say this though, on that hand right there. If you're the UTG guy and you check to me on the river, I only have one play.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah,
gonna-
exactly.
And you're gonna snap me off. So you know what? That right there was worth being here because I will bet that river and I will bet there's 24 in there. I'll bet 22, 23, every goddamn time you check to me, I'll bet it. And I guess what? Now I won't do that.
Well,
I mean, there will be certain circumstances and instances where I will, but as a default, I will not be doing that.
just be more considerate of your range, your opponent's range. Sometimes your opponents will, and I'll be honest, like most people in this room are just jamming this spot. So if you think about the way you're thinking about the game and how valuable this hand is, just imagine how valuable the other mid-stakes, low-stakes player who aren't studying this spot. It's a fucking pure jam for those guys.
Right.
Okay.
100%.
So when they actually do check, it's probably more capped and it's probably more honest and probably like actually a weak hand. So I don't want you to change it up too much if your opponents are still going to be making a mistake. But when you're going to get into a world, in the solver world, the 109s, the 55s, when you're playing your shot takes on Sunday, playing a blitz and whatnot, you be a little bit more careful, right? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
I'll
John,
say that.
Can you do one more thing? Go
Yes,
back
sir.
to study. And can you cut and paste the address or the link? So I can study this more later?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw it in here for you, bud. There.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so Marlon, the other part on that, if I'm the button and you just snap jam this, I'm only calling you with a full house.
Yep.
Basically, I mean, or a 4, like the ace 4 suited, or if I have 5-4 suited there. But you're getting called by deuces full, queens full, jacks full, something like that. That's all. I mean, I know the solver has more calls than that, but most of these like queens, I'm just gonna let go.
Yep.
In real
It's
life.
becoming indifferent. It's becoming
It's pretty much indifferent. I mean, well,
I mean, you can't be like queen 8.
yeah, queen 10 obviously is indifferent just
fucking
because you block too
bad.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Queen,
Queen,
the better
queen
ones.
8 is much better. King queen, I have probably a hard time folding, but most
You're
of the
never
time
folding
you're
queen
getting
jack.
called. You're getting called by, you're just dead when
Yep.
you jam.
Yep. Sure, I didn't see that before, but being here now, I did see this, and that's one thing that got fixed. So
Yeah, queen jack blocks the boats, but in real life they just have the OV pair. But I mean, I'm not as tight as he is in that spot. I'm not folding all my queens because good players, and you're just gonna get exploited for too much EV. And we're playing a long-term EV game. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Move on to the next tournament. They run them nonstop. They're gonna run tournaments to the day we're all dead. So
Seriously, I'm shocked about the checking the aces all the way long.
No, we didn't check them all the way down. We check flop, over bet turn, check river to get them to bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't check it all the way down.
you're not
We
going to
checked
get
flop.
3 streets of value in that scenario.
You are sometimes for sure, but it just
Hardly,
breaks it.
I'm shocked because I never ever think about not see bet with the aces on the flop.
Yeah, I mean, I still play him a lot in that spot on a dry ass board because I think a lot of our other range might be checking there as well. Like we're mixing in a fair amount of checks, so it's nice to have a hand that needs no protection as a check, and they have so many hands that miss an underpair and stuff like that. So I don't mind checking aces in that spot. All right, Skate, take care, buddy. Back in live cash game streets. Good luck, my friend. I was just needling you earlier, man. Take care, bud.
No, I got you.
Yep.
It's all good. Yeah, I'll see you guys hopefully this week or next week.
Yes, sir.
God be with you all as always.
Yep. All right. Let's go ahead and pick one other person. Then we'll take do I need a break now? My stomach kind of hurts. Let's take a quick break now. I need to grab a snack. Take a quick break now. We'll do 5-10 more hands. Then we'll get into a quick little ICM work before we end the day. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's do that.
Beats, how cold you over there?
What is it? I mean, it's cold. I went outside this morning early and I was like, crap, I'm actually cold. It says it's 41 now, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, did you get that major wind too yesterday?
Not yesterday, but Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. All my lawn chairs in the backyard were blown in the corner. My grill was tipped over. My fire pit was tipped over. I mean, the dog was freaking out because I have trees that are close to the house and they were hitting the house.
Yeah, I think you guys got it worse than we did on Tuesday. Because like we did study group and I could hear it from Toe side and he was like on his phone.
Hey, what are you doing March 13th?
Oh, I don't know.
There's a 100K at the Win.
Yeah.
If you're interested, Toe and I are going to go.
March 13th. That's like so far away. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Come on.
Dude, I don't know either. At some point though, I have to go back to work. So,
Oh, wow.
but I'm just after the series, I don't know what's gonna happen if I'm gonna relocate or not, because my kids are so far away now. You know,
Yeah.
and then I figured I can just come back in May and stay till, July or whatever every year. So
Yeah, we'll just see what happens with my wife's work. We may end up relocating.
where are you gonna head? Where is she gonna go?
Well, if we go anywhere, it'd probably end up being California, so it's not that far.
Oh God,
But
California.
I know.
I don't want to give them 17% state tax.
I'm trying to have her talk to her boss, convincing her that like when she gets promoted, she can work. She's gonna work like 90% remotely. So let us just stay in Nevada.
Send her there for 4 days. Or
Yeah, and then
she
she
can
would
work
just
90% remote.
Yeah, she just periodically, like once a month or so, go visit properties.
I know my buddy, he
Done.
lives up by Fresno,
Yeah,
Sacramento, by Sacramento Hospital. And his house is, I don't know, he built it for 550 and now it's like 900. He says, it's not bad. He goes, I can afford that. He goes, I can't afford the $22,000 a year property taxes.
right.
I said, my God, $2,000 a month for property taxes? You can have that shit. I just want something where you drive down a dirt road. Like I got 100 acres, got about half mile of driveway, and then my 100 acres is in the back.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yep.
Why did you bink? Out of curiosity.
What's
Huh?
that,
On
Molten?
Tuesday. What did Beats bink on Tuesday?
You got a bink on Tuesday, Beats?
No,
Oh,
Oh, I thought
Pucks
someone cashed
did.
on Tuesday.
No, Pucks did.
Oh, Pucks.
yeah, Puck's
My
got a
bad.
nice one on
Sorry, Beats.
ACR.
Pucks on Sunday binked the squeeze for like 7K.
And that was what, a 55?
No, 1650.
Well, that's a pretty damn good return on investment. Oh, that's the multi-flight one, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna fire the 215 milli. Just because I have some tickets, some 215 tickets.
yeah.
Yeah, something to do.
I'm probably, I don't know if Toke hears this, but I'm probably gonna fire the BOL main on Sunday, 109, 250K.
Oh, shit, that'll be nice. Have you been playing on WSOP at all?
Hardly at all.
Oh my God, they are so unreal.
The
I mean,
payout structure is worse than it
Sucks.
was because it's like if a min cash is, let's say it pays 30 spots and a min cash is $20. Ninth place is $22.
Exactly. What's up with that?
They redid that pay structure recently and it just got super flat until you get to
The top three.
sixth.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
it's just like, and with everything being rebuy add-on and that, it's almost not even worth playing anymore.
No, I took second in the 1250 and second place was like $240. I'm going, what?
Yeah.
And 1250? What the hell?
Yeah, it's their payouts. They went to 15% and then went so flat that it's just not really worth it.
And the thing is, they don't even give a shit.
No, they don't.
They don't give one goddamn shit about any players. Doesn't matter who you are. I wish that, South Point used to have an online thing years ago.
Yeah.
And I wish I wish that like Gigi or somebody would buy the entity and then it would, or I don't care who, anybody, but WSOP is just garbage. And who knows what's going to happen in the series this year,
Well,
But-
I mean, I know I'll be firing a bunch of stuff in the series this year.
Yeah, I'm going to do the
That's all I know
seniors.
that'll happen.
I'm going to play that $300 shootout or whatever
Well, of
the fuck
course,
it's
you
called.
have to.
300 for guaranteeing yourself high six figures. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they said there's going to be probably 28,000 people for that.
I don't know if it'll get that high. I mean, it might. But I mean, that's how many they had, like 28,000 for the 500 of like a few years ago. We'll see what. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'll definitely fire that in the least. I mean,
I'll do the seniors for
you know,
sure.
we run a
That
few
one,
different ones, you know.
they got a 601 too, so I can't remember what the 601 is.
It's a deep stack. They call them a deep stack. So
That's what-
they're really not a deep stack. They're like 30 or 40-minute levels usually, depending on which one it is. I think the 600 is 30-minute levels,
Yeah.
maybe 40-minute levels on day 2. It's a 2-day tournament. You know, stretched to 3 sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
this
right.
year I am definitely not going anywhere for the series. Last 2 I've missed because I've been out of town working, not this year.
Good, man. I look forward to kicking it. We're gonna have some good runs this year. I feel it, Jeff. I feel it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I'm
ready.
excited because this year's gonna be my first WSOP.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're gonna. We generally have some kind of PC meetup. We all
cool.
do a breakfast meetup. Obviously we'll announce that as the series gets closer, and I believe it's towards the tail end around the main event, somewhere near the end of the series, I want to say. So yeah, we'll be announcing that, and that's gonna be fun. We'll get as many members that are in town there as possible. There's also a cash game, I believe we had last year as well, where we had a bunch of PC members and coaches playing. I had a chance to play with Romero, Jackie at the same table, played hands versus those guys. So it was awful and it was fun at the same time. So yeah, we'll be announcing that kind of stuff from PC as well as the series nears. So look forward to that, man. It's super fun.
What kind of buy-in would that cash game be, you think?
There's a couple different tables. There's 1, 3, 2, 5, but nothing plays like it says because you're playing with millionaires and they don't
Yeah.
give a shit and they will put you in hell every opportunity they get. James Romero will try to wreck you every opportunity he gets. Jaffe doesn't fold, so it's fun. The money means more to you than it does to them, so
Yeah.
be ready.
Sounds like a Texas game.
Yeah, the money, if it means more to you, get ready, buckle up. Everybody
Sounds like I'm going to move down then.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Usually play 2-5, but
Yeah. Cool. Let's go ahead. 10 more situations to really help us learn this spot and be a little bit stronger in this situation today. I hope you guys are at least learning something from this. And then we'll mix it up and then do a little bit more ICM pre-flop work. You can never go wrong there. Who do we have out here? All regs. John MF Silver. You out there, buddy? You got a mic? Are you interested in trying to do a few hands? Or is he gone? All right, Lurk Nation. It's cool. B Money.
Are we doing the 6-6 hand?
Yes, we are. You get to play the nuts. Lucky you.
Check.
Snapchats. It is. It's actually a snap check, right?
Snap check, third pair.
Yeah, third pair. Under pair is here. Snap check.
No spade.
No spade. All the bad things in life in this spot. So I'll go back and kind of look at our betting strategy here, since kind of we're trying to think about c betting in a vacuum a little bit more. But this is pretty easy to play. Checking the under pair, and I imagine we're even checking some of our 7x. Yep, here we go.
We probably got a call meeting MDF with the tiny bet.
Yep, never folding.
We have a made marginal hand.
Yep. You're gonna check.
Check, yeah.
Yep.
Time to
Come
go.
on. Snap fold. And this always feels bad because it feels like this happens more when you just check call in game and things like that. But obviously we are not continuing there. The big question is our under the gun strategy here. How often do you think we are c betting from a percentage standpoint, or how much do you think we're checking on this board from OPP?
I actually just had a note on this. I'm gonna say this backwards. It's gonna be either the jack high flops if it's wet, like Jack 10's X two tone, or compared to a dry flop, one is C bet more, one is check more. I think it's probably bet more when it's dry because you can double barrel. If it's wet, you probably are gonna end up capping the turn. So if it's a bad card, so you have to check again. I might have that backwards though.
So what
But,
percentage do you think? A number? This is good for you to get these in your, try to visualize from a standpoint, so you just know.
If we're, yeah, I'm just gonna use round numbers. I mean, if we're C bet, if it's the board we're supposed to C bet on, I say 60%.
It's like
60% check, I think.
55.
Yeah,
55, 60%. And that's all I was just trying to get in, just try to help guide you to knowing where the baseline is in these spots and understanding if we're checking 100%, it's probably not good. Where do our bets come from? Queens, kings, king, queen with a spade. It seems like a pretty good one. Let's look at our strategy from a numeric standpoint. No, we'll just keep everything in here so I can see the king, queen specifically. This is a very interesting hand because I feel like a lot of people just auto check this, where yeah, betting without a spade a little bit more preferred, checking, no, betting with the spade a little bit more preferred. It's kind of mixing and do whatever the hell you want, but bet 33 is good. Damn, king, queen, spade, heart is actually just going big, never small if you have the spade and the heart. Holy shit. This one's mostly going big as well. Big. So anytime you have the king of spades or the queen of spades, you could decide to use a bigger bet size here as well. A lot of very strong blockers to king, queen, to king, jack, queen, jack, and his better jack X combos. And it really wants to push equity in these spots, given that we're going to turn a lot of equity with the spade, a gut shot, or hit our pair. So this is pretty cool. This is a spot I'll probably grief a little bit too much as well. And then without a spade, you can just go 33 and it's cool. Damn, that's good. I like this. What the fuck?
I feel it. This is like literally what we just almost the same.
Yeah, we had
spot.
jack 7 deuce, right? It wasn't
Yeah,
the same
jack-
one. I just
jack-
wanna be sure.
Same
Yeah,
suits too.
Yeah.
I would say check, but I think we just looked at it. You said without the, I mean, king, and this has an undercard to the jack. I'm probably checking this.
Yeah, this one's
Oh, yeah.
extraordinarily bad. You have not much. Continuing is a nightmare. What do you do on any turn?
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
I'm
Yeah,
just fold. Just yeah, let's move on. I don't want you. This float is so goddamn marginal. It just hurts.
Yeah.
It actually hurts. Yeah, we get wrecked, but
You just get
he's
wrecked.
gonna bluff us.
Don't
off
worry about
this.
it.
Yeah,
He
don't
didn't
worry
show
about-
us his hand. We don't know.
Yep. Ooh, this is a cool one. You keep getting these hard jack high boards. These boards are
man,
fucking
yeah,
hard.
this is, my guess is this is, you could probably go either way. This is super mixed. What am I
Between
doing
what?
here? I'm probably checking under the gun.
Always checking. If you were gonna bet, what sides would you use and how often?
Shoot.
Quickness.
Probably here with my betting range, 33%.
I like it.
Just flip a coin and either bet
Flip a coin and die and
small
decide.
or check.
Yeah, and I just encourage to have more creative. Checking is fine. You're not gonna like, it's fine. It wants to go small a little bit more to keep its range wider to realize, so you get more equity realization in this spot and stuff like that. But I kind of want to use, you did this. I want to see what happens versus this on turns. I want to put you in a hellacious spot. You double barreling this.
Do we bet or do we check call?
Oh no, I bet. You bet. You bet 20% for some reason.
On this card. No, I'm checking.
Yep. Hair of betting. And if it is gonna bet, it's just gonna go 55 and try to wrap it.
Just folding.
100%. Go back to the flop strategy here. UTG, queens. Mostly betting. 83% as well. 55%. You guys will have no problem with betting your king queens, your queens, your kings. King queen suited. King jacks like looking like it's bet a lot as well. Doesn't need to bet as much with king jack of hearts. It makes for a good slow play. And then obviously king 10, you're gonna need a spade or a heart to even decide. And then when you have one of those though, B money, when you have a spade or a heart, it actually just solo it just wants to bet.
With the king 10 off.
Correct.
Gotcha.
This board is, this board is where I'm over checking, need to fix that. Exactly. I think everybody's over checking traditionally. Now is the new leak is over check.
This is a reminder.
All right. The new leak is over check. King high board, too low.
I'm checking this, but I bet you it's C-bet, so, but I'm checking
Nope.
a little bit.
You can do a little bit of this. I would I tend to have like a strategy sometimes in these spots you could just check these a lot, but it's hard, mixing this in doesn't seem like it'd be too horrible considering. I wonder if we mix it more with the spade.
How much do you think we're really griefing it if we don't hit those small percentage bets with marginal hands like this?
From an EV perspective, not much. From a development standpoint, and as a poker player and getting better and under this game and understanding the game deeper rather than autopilot checking every single one of these spots and thinking you're going to make it. I don't think you can get to the top and really be versatile and really be a top tier player if you're not mixing some C-bets and out of position, in my opinion. I think you'll be just hard stuck standard doing okay. You may not ever eclipse some of these situations if we're leaving that much EV out on the table in some of these spots. It may look like it's break even, but if we think about how population plays versus bets with certain portions of our range, we are actually torching it, especially on the paired boards, especially with the top of our range and the portions of our range that need protection. And I don't even think you need to be all that balanced. Like I just spent a lot of time looking at this spot and thinking about it. And I could be just dead wrong, but my assumption is, in talking to Justin and seeing like studying this 20 to 40 bigs from out of position, I think there's an enormous amount of mistakes being made. And enough people just deferring to check and not having enough creativity. So that's my long-winded explanation there. I could be dead wrong there.
Check,
What do you
check,
think?
check.
You get value from this one?
Checking again, huh?
No check.
Yeah, I'm not checking this one.
I wouldn't
Kept
check.
his range. Right?
We
I
don't
would,
take these streets
I would tend to find a bet here after he checks back, but checking extremely viable. We have a very solid bluff catcher as well. And I guess there would be a handful of kings that mix in his range for a check back, like king 8, king 9, king 8, king 7, king 10. Probably checking back. I don't know if he has king 7 as much, but yeah, he has in these hands, probably mix back, check back on flop. And I imagine this is why we need to be a bit careful with going too ham on this turn and still keeping in worse hands to bluff catch. We're not certain we get 2 streets as well, considering we value own ourselves the times he's flatted with pocket jacks, pocket 10s as well in his range, which he has at a very high frequency. So I can certainly see why, because you end up value owning the hell out of yourself. You know you've done it before. You know you've bet here twice and they just have 10s and jacks. You're like, what the hell? Right? Or they have one of these kings, king 10, because it scared you. If you always check back ace king and the king queen in these spots, and people know they're just gonna mix these checks 100%, and you're easier to play against. So That's why maybe having a versatile strategy here make you harder to play against. Go back here.
Good point.
Call.
Snap. Look how much easier this plays. Look how much easier this plays. Bang. We weren't getting called by that, and we had a nice, strong bluff catcher. It's important to remember that even on turns, your bet strategy, I would guess on this turn is going to be a bit more polar, right? When it goes check, check. The middling portions of our range. Yeah, good point, B Money. I think you observed that and intuitively thought, yeah, we want to use this because our betting range wants to be more polar here, right? On a turn. So we look at our turn strategy from under the gun, a little bit of betting here, but mostly checking. Let's do full weight because I like to look at it like this for now. This is dog shit, but it has the best blockers. This has been consistent with our strategies before. These are more bottom of the range. Ace 10's the bottom of our range, right? For offsuit. Betting these are pairs. This is a gut shot. It's bluffing. Ace 6. These are kind of dog shit. But it's using when we pick up equity. And then just always these hands when we pick up backdoor equity. I like checking this region, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, reality is it's a marginal made hand.
Yeah, like exactly. I love checking these, turning these into a bluff, and these have showdown value.
Yeah.
The king and the queen on ace 10. We ain't seen too many ace high boards. It's kind of crazy.
Bet. Probably go 20% or 30, go 20%.
20%. Ace high. I think ace low, we mix check in a bit more. Ace mid high. This has a spade. I wonder if we just bomb it and go a little bit bigger at sometimes, but let's see how 20%.
As I say, I like 83.
I like somewhere in this.
Somewhere in
region.
there, yeah.
I don't know if I like 20, but maybe 20 is okay. It's all okay. But the big takeaway is bets. Bets. Ace high board.
70% of the time you're betting.
Yep. Well, and with that hand, it did here.
With
We're
that
betting
hand,
more than
yeah.
checking. Yep.
More than, yeah.
Like 57% of the time it wants us to bet. Hand like 7-8. You gotta find this. Like, I'm not saying like Molten Ash, and I think or somebody was saying how much EV are we losing in these spots. I don't think in a vacuum by having a check strategy with some hands it's fine. But like look at this. It's just never like if you got to study these spots and find like these situations where you absolutely shouldn't be fucking checking, right? It's just better. It's just printing more EV. It plays better. It makes you harder. Like this ace king. I don't know.
Yeah, from an EV standpoint, most of them are going to be very similar when it mixes, but it's just a matter of balancing out your game and then making it harder to play against.
Yes.
And as you want to move up in stakes, the other players are going to be better, so they're going to be doing those things that the people at the low stakes aren't finding.
Yeah, you're gonna be sitting across from some of these guys, and they're gonna see bet from out of position. And you're gonna be lost. Like I never see bet this board from here. What does he have? And then like, or you could put people in tougher spots that are just used to just check calling. You can get multiple streets. You get to bluff more. It just makes you a better poker player, more rounded, in my opinion, and having more. We're gonna be playing this game for as long as we can, right? And you want to learn as much as you can. So mixing in some of this stuff will be very good for you. And you could start off in baby steps. If you take from today, c-betting paired boards from out of position, great. C-betting the top portion of your range you need protection, and that's it. And you're not balanced. Who gives a shit? Nobody's gonna pay attention yet, right?
I believe in this. The check was because you want to check raise after. If
Yeah,
you
we can
check
look
the-
at
the-
check raising, but check raising is a whole nother can of worms. If you're using the wrong ranges, if you're using the wrong sizes, if you're using the wrong board types. How steady
No,
are you on
I
check raising
talk
on this, you know?
about this board.
On this one? Hmm.
Because if you choose,
Not
it's
supposed to
the
check
to
raise
check
gut shots,
most
right?
of the time, the more time.
Yeah, I mean, if you check this and he does a standard like half pot bet, with this hand, you're mostly gonna check it back.
No, let's do this. Yeah. We're just gonna be calling, I think.
Yeah, it's actually not gonna have as much check raise.
Here. 55%. It's only 10%, not much.
Oh, no.
And this ain't much. Yeah, this, I mean, you ain't fucking around too much, man. You have the goods, the meats, the ace kings, the ace tens, ace queen is only calling a king six with the backdoor flush draw, backdoor, not even. And I would never find this. Holy shit, it's good.
Well,
Six.
and it's like
Blocking
with,
two then.
like king queen here with a spade, you have too much equity to get blown off if you go check raise here and he jams.
You're sad
you're
as
done.
shit.
Yeah,
feel like it-
you're done and you hate it, and you
I
just
feel like in
threw
most-
away a bunch of equity.
I mean, there's obviously slivers of exceptions, but I feel like in a lot of situations, we don't usually use king, queen as a bluff. Like it's,
Right.
Yeah, you want him to be stabbing with gut shots and stuff like that, right? That are worse. By check raising, you ensure that he has fucking high equity and then he
like,
gets
what is
pulled
he,
off
what
with-
is he calling with that's better? I mean, what is he calling with that's worse and folding that's better when we check raise?
All right, we pick up a spade. What are we doing now?
On that particular card, I don't know, I'm gonna say check.
Wonder if it continues to set the equity for its own price and not cap its range by mixing in some of these smaller bets at sometimes rather than checking, but I could see check. I would
6.5.
bet a lot. We pick up equity is the important part. We don't want to. How sad is your life when you get into check call mode here? It sucks. This is what I think it said. That you check and then you face fucking 7 or 8 yourself. You call and then it's a 2 and you've torched a third of your stack.
Yeah, I just don't know what he's folding there when we bet. I mean, you know, like, especially since like 7-8 gets there. he's
Let's
got 10-9.
see. I think the important part is you need to follow
Pairs
through,
less than a 5.
under the gun.
10x
We
might
are
fold,
checking a
start
lot.
folding, right?
All these gut
Yeah.
shots with the
Some, I
spade.
mean, yeah, some of his non-spade, yeah, like queen 10, jack 10 suited. He's probably gonna fold those.
We're folding out
to
tens.
Yeah,
So we go 55%. And then you think about what happens in real life. It's gut shots are gone without a spade. Every single so essentially what you do is you fold out every single gut shot with the spade. You fold out a ton of 10x. You fold out all these under pairs. Sometimes even motherfuckers with the spade are gonna fold in real life 100%. These have a gut shot in a spade with a flush there, so they're never folding, right? Sixes is a set. You don't really fold out too many ace X unless they're an uber net, and then these are all flushes. But the important part is you get to realize your equity when you're practically drawing to almost the nuts. So you bet 55% like you said you would. Oh, baby, are you doing it?
No.
Are you doing it, B-Money? Come on,
I mean,
where you at?
we just looked at, I mean, we just looked at all of this. He's supposed to fold all of this 10x out when we bet 55%. So he's super, I mean, is he holding an ace? I don't know, you know, most likely not, so.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's gonna have a portion in there. 30% of the time isn't a small number.
Yeah.
No, man. I mean, in real life, if they've called that, if they've
Yeah.
called two in real
Rebuy.
life, machine guns going. with
We
it.
know
I am-
machine guns going for it.
Absolutely. You told the
the-
story.
important part is you probably fold out like ace some of the lower ace-X when you got to this point, but in real life, I swear to God, I'm snapped in debt here every time if you actually follow through. You block ace king, you block ace queen. I mean, he doesn't ever have ace king, so
You're
ace
just
queen.
ripping
it. If
fucking
you're the
flushes.
button and you have kings here, are you calling?
I haven't slow
Yeah.
played kings. I'm not
Right,
ever
I
slow
mean,
playing
If the button is
kings.
pocket
Yeah.
kings,
Yeah,
No slow plays.
Nobody's gonna, if
Not-
you go bet,
Yeah,
nobody
nobody is
with
pocket
kings is
king.
I'm,
calling.
Nobody is.
I actually am never, I never have kings here, so yeah, that 2%
well,
or
that's
whatever,
us.
10%.
That's us. Yeah,
The only thing you'll have
Oh.
there is what?
That's but no, this is buttons range.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know
you
what you mean,
just
but you
got-
know what I mean.
sometimes-
Queens, if I've done this, yeah, I mean, fuck it. I'm out of there.
Queens,
with the queen
jacks,
is-
you're out of there.
Out
King,
of there.
queen, you're out of there.
Yeah, we're blocking queens in that, but yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's ballsy. I mean, maybe I just, yeah,
I mean,
If you don't get caught bluffing, you ain't bluffing enough.
snapped.
I don't
Oh!
find it. I don't find it enough times to say, yeah, you got,
Okay,
you got better
rebuy.
to fold.
He folded. What do you mean? We got him to
He
fold.
folded.
Oh, he folded?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got
Yes,
better to fold.
you got better to fold.
So that's, I mean, that's why it's in there like as high as 30% of the time is because you can get some better to fold, though most of the time you're not going to.
Let me just say, in real life, they're never folding to you there. They're gonna time bank call you because
Yeah.
nobody, I mean, especially me, if I have my name on there, nobody's folding to me.
And then you turn over your king, queen in the middle of the table and put them on total
What the
tilt.
fuck is Oh, shit.
1.4, please.
1.4, please, he says. One of these two options, a paired high card board. We gotta be betting more than we
Big.
check. Oops, I misclicked it, but yeah, like this.
Either one.
Yep. You've learned today. We've got bet. We've actually improved that poker today. Now what?
Check.
Why are you checking?
Wait,
It's
I'm
a
sorry.
good card for your range, right?
So we bet, no, we bet, I'm sorry, I thought we check call. I did it wrong.
You said check. No, I'm kidding. No, no, this is important, okay? Because
Yeah, so I didn't see the answer. I mean, probably 6.5.
I don't think we need to even go
Do
this.
we need to
either.
bet big here? We don't need
No.
to bet big, do we?
No,
Okay.
I mean, you can go small again.
Yeah.
And this is important. We still have equity. We have fucking jack high. We can't win. This card is really good for our range. When we use that small sizing, even 30%, he needs to MDF with under pair, worst draws, back doors. We set our price with jack high. We get some fold with fold equity, and we keep our range uncapped. Don't cap our range here. Bet something.
No, I said 6.5.
I know what you mean, but all right, fine. You want to try to make something happen now, huh? Called. Yep. All right. Well, you didn't prove. 1, 2, 3, kid.
No, I'm giving up now because he still has,
Yeah, 100% give up when he calls.
because he's
it
got
out.
ace high, he got ace high float. He's got ace high floats too, so he could have turned an ace.
And we used a bigger size that condenses his range yet even more again by going that bigger size. We went 33, 55 out of position on this. So yeah, it's a pure fucking give up. Look. Is that
I
a
guess
draw?
we give up even if we go small on the turn though.
You're gonna flip over king ten of spades.
Huh. Oh, did I not see what he did? What he showed? I'm sorry.
No.
We
Check.
checked. Yeah, did he show his hand? Ace 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. So we wanted to turn strategy. 50-50. Important to notice what hands. I would have made a mistake with Jack 10 here. I'd have bet Jack 10 with the fucking spade every time. Ouch. All right. Still betting a lot of our spade draws. Our heart draws, excuse me. No, spade and hearts. Let's see what we do with spade, hearts. And then spade. Oh, you can't do both. Or I can't I? How does that work? Heart, spade? I think I just took out the fucking spade somehow.
You're on exclude, I think.
Oh, okay, there we go. Include spade and heart. No, it just removes the space when I do that. Fuck this, I'm done with it. All right, cool, this is everything.
Well, that's because you were doing them both on the same line. You have to do top bottom.
Oh, I see, shit. I'm done with it.
Yeah, I don't even bother with that.
Yep. Bluffing strategy on the turn. You can see we're not really using too many giant bets. Our bets are coming from 33 to 83, and we have different strokes for different folks. How about the bigger of the bets? That's including that. The King X, backdoor hearts, backdoor spades and hearts, bet big. Your ace X. We got some bigger bets. I think these other ones are going to prefer to maybe go 33. The other, yeah, they're either checking or going 33, and they like a little bit of pot control since it's going to be hard to go for 3. Ace Jack, Queen, King, good enough to bet for value. Then you have these King X with a spade. I can't believe King 10, Diamond Spade isn't doing it. Shit, that's bothering. Or these. I would just always use Jack 10 here. It's kind of crazy to see it's not and confusing. Because it's like the bottom of our range. We have a spade. We block Queen Jack, Queen 10, Ace 10, Ace Jack floats, and it's dog shit. Why wouldn't we use it? But all right. All right, one more here.
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely checking this in game, but I don't know. if This is one of those weird bluffs we looked at because we have so little equity and we have no advantage, but I'm just gonna say check. I'm not gonna lie.
This is so fucking bad. And when you do block it, you have nowhere to go but to hell. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just nothing to do here. You wonder about what other hand you need an over or something, or a backdoor. Deuces are betting small. Could you 3? Yeah, like some of these under pairs just kind of stab me because you'll never win, and you may just fold out other under pairs in some ace highs, which is can happen.
King, queen, because that's her. Okay, got it.
Yeah, king queen's eating. You're eating with king queen mostly. And then here you can go 55% with the king queens. Your king jacks. Don't mind betting either. Obviously, pocket aces. No slow play on king queen. Okay. Not much. We don't really care to slow play aces. You can go
Check, we're slow
55%.
playing queens because we don't block king X.
Yeah, queens are interesting, but yeah, it wants a slow play here with these. Which
Queens
is
don't
pretty
need any
cool.
protection, right? Aces need a shitload of
Nope.
protection for 2 pair
Yeah.
of straights.
Mhm. And then in your hands like ace jack. I think ace jack would be people checking a lot, but this hand with so many blockers, a gut shot, folding out under pair, denying a little equity, doesn't mind. Same with ace 10. So these kind of cards that wrap around here as well, you can just use the bet, you know. All right, do this. So we check dead. Just please bet something, give me out. Snap fold. Cool. I think that was. Oh, you actually did more hands.
The reason we don't bet on that flop is because that king, queen is so much in our range, correct?
It's because we have such little equity, and we have better candidates with either blocker, backdoor, equity or value we can use rather than just, if you're betting this, you're betting your entire range. It's so dog shit. He's, we're not blocking anything.
Because of
We
card
have-
removal though, is what I mean, right?
No, I'm telling you why. It's because our hand sucks and we don't have any any equity to turn to do anything on the turn. You're going to have better candidates in this small opening range of 17, 18% to do something here with that either have some blocker qualities. You could turn overs. You have a pair, so you can fold like the smaller pairs, you can fold out other pairs, but this is so bad that you can't do anything.
No hand, no draw, out of position.
Okay.
No backdoor. Yeah, it's not about card removal or anything like that. It's just like
Strictly, we play this for the cards that we have.
Yep, and
Yeah,
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 and when you're
range
looking at the
missing.
entirety of your range,
Which
like
is
these are
nice.
just so bad.
Okay, I see it. All right.
And then
Thank
under
you.
pairs don't want to bluff. Yep, a lot of these under pairs. That's his range under the gun.
Right.
Here we go. Here's our range for betting. So we are betting a little bit more, but
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
about a pure check.
yeah, you want 8-9 of spades likes to bet, right?
Right.
That's because you got spades.
Yeah, I mean you got spade draw, right?
Yeah, because like 9-8 of clubs here, you bet. Let's say you bet a third, he calls, and the 5 of diamonds comes off.
Yeah.
It's just
Yep,
like, what
okay.
do you do?
Yeah, you're
I
dead.
mean,
Okay.
you're just
Thank
dead.
you. Thanks for
Yep.
explaining it that way.
No problem. Cool. I think we should probably call it for this spot. I think this was a pretty good exercise. We ran over this for like 2 hours. Did anyone have any questions, any takeaways from looking at this spot? Anything that you noticed with your own game when you're in this spot that you see that is vastly different from the solver? Nope,
Yeah, I
everybody
fixed the
plays it
river
perfect,
problem.
right?
Definitely fix the river problem. Thanks, guys.
Nope, no problem. Everybody
Don't-
played this plot perfectly. Nobody made any mistakes. Everybody's frequencies were good. Very good job, guys.
Don't auto check the flop out of position when you're UTG against the button.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it doesn't feel good to make mistakes, but I was
How
definitely
far off
checking.
is the tick from UTG button to UTG cutoff?
Can I change that?
I mean, the ranges are gonna change slightly,
Right.
but it's not gonna be massively different.
Why is
Okay.
the color? What did I do? I broke it. I want this color away. Okay, wait a minute. Please don't be there. Go away.
Look at filtered. I think it's filtered maybe. Seeing the,
Oh, I see your yellows on the screen. I don't see, and some orangish color, but yeah, it's all.
Oh, there
Yeah,
we go.
what did you do?
Yeah, no, you have to go back over here, click on strategy. That's crazy. I've never done that. But yeah, big takeaway overall. Betting 50%. A lot of people simplify the game and try to say check because the EV is close. The longer and the more I grow in this game, I feel like it's a crutch and it's a mistake.
So basically, we're just pushing our edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
betting mode is just a huge takeaway overall.
Yeah, betting
Oh.
more is a lot more takeaway. We may be allowing our opponents to play too comfortably and easy by checking as well. And putting
Yeah.
ourselves into too many spots where we check call and then check fold turn. Or we check call twice and then fold river. Or we check raise incorrectly. I think theoretically we need to just be mixing in more bets, man. And I think population of people play worse versus bets. They overfold MDF, they fold when they shouldn't, they call when they shouldn't, and in leveraging that more than trying to be lazy and check everything, it should be the big takeaway today.
Yeah. And to answer Marlon's question, as far as like if it was under the gun versus cutoff, I think it's our overall bet percentage is going to be about the same, but we're going to move probably about 5% from the 20% bet up to the 55% bet.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Here's
so we're
that.
going to
Make it hurt a little bit more.
less, 20%, but a little bit more, 55%. That's
You want a
probably
little
about,
bit more fold
about
equity
the
when
only
you're-
difference.
What was that,
Yep.
Toe?
you want a little bit more fold equity when you're out of
Okay.
position. in button pot.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
All right, and here we go. Ace high board, I mean paired boards. This last takeaway here. Betting 60%, mostly on paired boards. The lower ones, it would be a higher, like if we removed. Let me see. Can I do this? Highest card, ace, lowest card, 10. You're
Yikes.
betting 70%. Between these, Phil, I don't know if did I grief it somehow? Why is it only showing those three?
Because you took away everything else.
Because you only have, you have.
Lowest
highest
card.
Lowest card, so you have very few combos.
Well, I know, but I want it to be.
It'd be ace,
show the
10,
kings as
10.
well.
10 ace,
Lowest
10.
card. Oh, I gotta do the lowest card just is this, and then the highest card can be any.
Yeah.
Is that how it is? No, I didn't want it to be like,
Yeah, because
yeah.
that'll show.
I was trying to get all the combos in between that are 8.
Oh, you take it
plus, you
out
know.
of paired. You've got only paired boards.
Mm,
Now, if you put lowest card in 8,
There you go. That's a ticket.
just betting a lot in general, a lot more than what we're actually doing. This is it is what it looks like to me.
Very few all-ins at
Yeah,
40
it's-
bigs.
Yeah, none as the fucking lead. That's what that would hit. Simplify. Absolutely none. Cool. Let's do like 20 minutes or so of some ICM exercises. Then I gotta go get the kiddos. But yeah, I'm over checking high card, low card boards, card low. Yeah, I noticed. I was studying it last night, and I noticed a lot of shit that made me sick as well. I was like, God, I'm making a million mistakes in this spot. Why did I do that? Let's do. I think you guys are growing up now, and we can mix this in a little bit more. So we'll do money bubble, and will it let me do 10% symmetrical as well? And then we'll be facing an RFI. Wait a minute. It won't let me, will it? Yeah. Please. Oh, you got to, I see him. I got to run now. Oh, piss.
yeah, no, I did gotta bail though.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, piss. All right, bro.
I'll catch the
Have a good one,
recording on
Beach.
this.
Hey,
All
Bates.
right. Yeah, yes, speed money cheater. Yes. Whatever.
All right, get this here. Get this here. Game tight 10%. And I want to mix in some 17% ace of met. R versus RFI and RFI. You gonna let me get cheeky like that? Yes, you will.
Nice.
Yes. All right, Molten.
All right. Deuces. I'm folding this.
Players left
Wait.
35 in the money. 30. You're in the money bubble facing a cutoff open with this at this setup.
Yeah, we don't have great blockers as well. I mean, I rather just fold my underpairs. A lot of whoa, well, threes takes. I'm folding threes as well.
Yep.
I would have
Get
been like
your-
6s plus.
Yeah, I think
But-
it's easy to be too tight in this spot. Ace 9 off plus. He's still going to be using relatively wide range, 35% of hands, especially if it's a good player, and you're still going to have a reasonable amount of fold equity. And I would argue that in real life, people may give it more credit, but people also call off too fucking wide as well. So what do? Go ahead, buddy. You got 5 in you.
I'm defending this, but
Don't do that. I should have wasted my time and asked you what range you think you 3-bet in these spots. Everybody in
Yeah,
the
I'm-
world missing these.
yeah, I've studied a lot and I'm 3-betting the ace X off combos more.
Yep. Woo! Money bubble,
Right.
calling 12 or 40 bigs.
Queen jack suited. I'm probably calling. This is
What's-
bottom of call range.
So are you calling any of your suited 10s?
Queen 10 suited.
What's the worst offsuit ace you call here?
Money bubble. Ace. Ace 8, maybe?
All your suited aces, or do you have a cutoff there?
I have a cutoff. I'm like ace 5 suited. This may be bottom.
All right, so we're calling this ace 3 and ace 6, a little bit too tight. Good call with the king 10. This is the bottom for the offsuit jacks, but we need to. I'd have been in hell with ace deuce. I would not have known what to do in game with ace deuce. I would have snapped this shit off. I'm never sure. I would probably fold ace 6, call ace 7, ace 8 plus. That's good. Yeah, this is good. You're in hell.
I'm probably taking this one.
Me too. %, you are in the money
Well,
now.
10% now. We're in the money.
Yes.
I know that the suited hands drop a lot in value. I still think this is an open, but Jack 8 suited instantly goes in the buck.
I think we might still open Jack A suited. No, I mean, this is a 100%, and we may be just opening that from there, but I'm 100% opening this. It's Queen 8. We still have the suit, but the weight goes higher into the suited kings, right? And it's interesting here. You get to mix in a 7, ace, 8 off, 4's next kind of shit, dog shit, and then your offsuit 10x are in there from the hijack. Are you
Oh, yeah,
calling
we're straight out.
offsuit 7x?
Not this one, no.
Are you calling every single suited hand?
Yes.
No.
you're getting the right price.
No, I'm not calling every suited. I'm folding a lot of my weak suited hands, like 9 suited, 8 suited.
Who said yes?
I did.
You're right. I mean, I still think we still get to call in money situations versus straight men, all offsuit. Some of our offsuit 7s. This is very close. This is probably in there as well.
Okay.
It's close, like every single suited hand but 7 deuce, and this is very close. Okay. Yeah. And then I would be in there with Queen 8, but yeah, offsuit 7s are out of there. Offsuit 6s. So you play offsuit 9s. Yeah, don't be too tight with the suited region. I think it still has a lot of playability. And then these jams are savage, because if you were to look at this spot in a chip EV situation, you're jamming more aggressively in this situation than you are in a chip EV situation, believe it or not. You're 3-betting much more aggressively here than you are in chip EV.
It makes sense.
What I found hard on this spot is I'm gonna call ends like a 8-6 more often than the Queen 7, Queen 6, and
Yep.
end like this.
It prefers that your offsuit 2 gappers that aren't dominated. Yeah, those hands have a reasonable amount of playability, as well, more so than like Jack 6, Jack 5, and stuff like that offsuit. Calling this, and if you're not calling this, what is your bottom?
I'm folding this, ace jack off, I'm calling.
Ace Jack off.
I think this is I just think you might jam here.
All right,
I could be
Marlon
wrong.
thinks jam. How about what's the rest of that range, Molten?
Okay, so I'm trying to think what my pairs are. 8s plus,
Okay.
ace jack off,
Okay.
ace 10 suited.
Okay.
Let's go with
Holding
that.
this. Ace Jack off, 8s plus Ace Jack suited. Give this man fucking round of applause. Ace 10 to lose
Said ace.
here. One of the big takeaways here, Marlon, is this guy has 30. It's gonna really hand
I
it over.
wonder the EV of ace 10 suit.
Doesn't he have 12 bigs?
Losing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he has 12, but this guy to our left has 32. So running into it when they wake up is kind of tragic. And I imagine when we're a seat over, we get to gain a pip, or even more, maybe even ace 9 when we're here in this guy. But yeah, from here,
Oh,
we
okay.
have 30. If this player, I imagine, was shorter, we probably get to gain a pip to
Okay,
ace 10 and
so
stuff like that.
Fold the ace 10, okay.
Correct. Ooh,
Alright.
always spicy. These spots I find very interesting. And not only this hand, when you think about the rest of your range and playing here versus under the gun, on the money bubble. So this is cool.
You asking what I would do, or
Hell yeah, it's still on you, sir.
I'm 3-betting this. I'm 3-betting this.
What size would you 3-bet?
5.
You would go 2.5x.
2.5x. I can see it even being 2.4 or 2.3x. I'm going small.
Going very small at 40 effective, doing under the gun open. I think the size is going to be too small. I wonder if we're still going to just 2.5x from here. It may just do that on stone money bubbles, but I feel like at 40 plus, we're at 3. And then when we get down to 25 big blinds and stuff like that, we go 2.5. Maybe this is 3 to 3.5, but that's just my guess.
I believe it's a call.
You don't want to fuck around.
Oh, it's no
And
three
your
betting.
size is 3x.
3x, okay.
And you're on a money bubble. We don't want to put ourselves in hellacious situations to get 4-bet off this equity. It's a bit more polar with this strategy using some of the bottom end suited ace X, king X kind of like as a bluff, and then we still retain like aces, kings. Look at ace queen and feast your fucking eyes on ace king off.
Yeah, I was gonna say this,
Ain't
and this
nobody in this chat.
goes along with the ace king
Yeah.
off here, is that this is an early position open on the money bubble. Like this was tight as fuck without the money implications. Add in the money bubble, this is like a really tight open, and we don't really want to 3-bet this and condense them to only the aces and kings and the ace king part of their range, and even worsely have them 4-bet us and get pushed off a hand so pretty, right?
John was asking if these are saved. Yeah, Toe. This is currently being recorded, and we post all these in the back in the
Groups room.
Discord in the study.
You go in
group
the
room.
study groups room, there's a post that they're going live, and then in that same thread, on every single one of them, I think, there's a recording as well. If you ever want to watch it from the beginning or have any questions, you can just timestamp it and hit one of us up. We'll get back to you.
Yeah, I still have to post the study group one because we had a super good cash game one on Tuesday where we did a lot of in-depth work regarding flop bet sizing. I think a lot of people were lost on their flop bet sizing, so we kind of dug into there for that. And
At
here,
what-
yeah, we're not going to use that pre-bet. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
At what point, since we're just calling here, at what point blind stacked are we not calling here? Under 25?
Well, I think one thing you need to take into consideration is with 35 players left, and we're on a money bubble. When we're at this deeper stack depth, we're gonna use pretty polar strategies, and we're gonna be calling some very strong hands here. You know, why are we trying to find a 3-bet at this stack depth versus EP? Like it's just going to put us in hell. I think when we get shallower, we just be wanting to call more on the money bubble here, and not just. I mean, we do have some jams with like king jack suited and stuff like that.
No,
at
I'm
like
not.
20.
I'm not saying to. We're not raising here. This is a right. We're calling here.
Yeah, 20. I would say for your question, like 20 to 20 big blinds and stuff like that to max leverage fold equity. Versus EP, you'll have some jams with like king jack suited to queen 10 suited, and then you'll find that from the blinds. Dude. King jack suited gets to fucking rip on a lot of different opens around the 20 big blind range.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll maybe we'll come across that spot here in a few of these. You know what, Machine Gun? Molten, I think you actually did 8 hands, my friend. So let's give our man Machine Gun Marlin an opportunity to get in here and fuck some shit up. So thank you, Molten. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
All righty. Machine Gun.
I'm just.
What are you doing here?
I'm
Be yourself.
folding this one personally.
Just folding. Got him in, and this is the situation, and I said it earlier. You were talking about using that 2.5x sizing. I think it is a thing, but we need to be aware at 40 plus, we're going to start to hit 3x, 3.5x as we get deeper. This size is reserved for 2.5. So when we're at 25.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Welcome. So yeah, we don't want to fold. It is folding 14%, so it's not a giga grief. And in real life, this person's too tight.
I'm
Go ahead.
surprised there is no all-in range.
No, it'd be absolute hell on earth. And plus, I know I make this mistake as well. Let's all be clear here. If we're sitting here with fucking jacks, tens, or ace king, all you want to do is just jam it in and shrug it and hope for the best. I know. I play against you. I know what you're doing here with 22 bigs. I know you're fucking just jamming. I played against some of you guys. You're not going to use this 2.5 size. You're just all in. Don't do it, because we want to keep aces, kings, and queens that would root. And when we rip, it's fucking face up. Hey guys, I got ace, king, tens or something. I don't have aces and kings.
If I'm honest, like I definitely would rip ace king.
Hell yeah, you're ripping ace. I played against everybody in here mostly at times, and you're all just jamming on each other here with the ace.
I must be fucking bad.
Welcome to the club. We're back to the Me Too movement.
You're
bud.
ripping ace king with 25 bigs here, Toe, you
Oh, no,
said?
no.
Yes.
it's-
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm
ripped here for
ripping- I
35.
will, I will rip
You'd rip
ace
how much?
10. I will rip ace 10 on this
In a
with
heartbeat.
25.
Are you serious?
Dude,
Wouldn't even
everybody
think
in this
twice.
room, no, I don't care. No, let's keep it real. Like all off the charts. Everybody in this room is like 19, 20.
I would 3-bet non-rip like the queens, the jacks, and that stuff, but the stuff that doesn't necessarily flop well, and I don't want to play that shit post and then be 25 down to 18
And you're
And
really
maybe, yeah,
ripping 35
ripping.
bigs here.
Even
Yeah.
there, I
Check it out
maybe
on
I
Chippy
will
V.
have
It's definitely a thing
I
on
will have
Chippy V.
whip
Okay.
pocket 7 and pocket 6 and pocket 8. We'll have
Well, I know
push-up.
we don't want to play those hands because like Sixes says, those are dog shit.
Yeah,
So we
these
want to
are-
play cards that have blockers when we get to the money bubble, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, we're in the money bubble here, and I will
So
tell
we
you
want to have
what.
the blockers.
I've
in a
jammed this for 25 more times than I can fucking count, and it's
Really?
bad.
It's bad to do that. Okay.
Yes,
But
it's dog shit.
when-
You don't have a jamming range because you would never jam aces, kings, and queens. And
Yeah,
if you
but,
are
I
jamming
think-
those hands, you are griefing it so hard, it's disgusting.
I
All
don't
right.
think it's money bubble. I think it's in the money right now.
This is money bubble, brother. Oh, players left 20. Oh, this is in the money. I'm sorry. This one's in the money. You right, 10%. But even then, like, I want to see what happens on the money bubble here. We can go look at the chart and stuff like that. But all right, machine gun, are you playing this?
No,
What's the bottom of your king X suited range you would play here?
king 9, so I can make it straight.
And would you flat it or would you 3-bet it?
Oh, I would open it off of 36 bigs.
No, not opening. You got this open in front of you.
Oh,
What
I
would
didn't
you
see that.
do?
I'm sorry. No, I'm just no, I'd probably king 10 suited would give me the neck, to call, and then to raise would be bottom of my range would probably be maybe king, maybe king jack suited.
So what are your 3-bet bluffs here? Do you have any?
Not on the money bubble. I won't know. Probably not.
Suited ace X, your bad suited ace X, your bad suited king X, your offsuit ace X need to be 3-bet. Dog shit ace X. Let's see if I'm right.
So 6,
think this might be a
7,
three.
8, and 9.
This is no,
Oh,
just the
Fox
suited
is right.
ace X on
Fox is
this.
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might have used this. You get to use king 8 and king 9. So that king 9 you said you wanted to play, it's fine. You can flat there. So that's good.
Okay.
Do you want to be in later position for this to be, but we're still using these bad ace X. I thought we would be using some of these as well. I might have used king 5 in game. like
So
an
king
idiot.
6, ace 6 is just a rip then. Oh, I mean, it's a raise, a flat raise.
3-bet.
3-bet, sorry.
3-bet.
And
Hey, look
then
at this,
ace
guys.
5,
Look,
huh?
there it is. Your
The
ace
ace
king
king jam.
O on the money bubble. Fucking ripping it. There it is. Makes me feel better about myself again. Toe's doing this shit every time.
It's the only all in range.
Yeah, you're not even balanced. It's literally this is what I'm saying. You may as well just like, hey guys, I'm all in. You know what I have. Like,
I walked away for a second, but I was listening. I think the last one wasn't a rip because I looked in the PC charts. It's a rip at 20, but or 25, but not 30.
what does that be?
And that's because it was earlier position open, I imagine, right? Versus late, we always jam it.
This is just a fold.
What's the bottom of your opening range? You ain't getting away with it that easy.
Bottom of my opening range there would be king jack off minimum, and suited would probably be queen jack.
Worst offsuit ace X you would open here.
Worst offsuited ace,
Money
ace 10.
bubble.
Ace 10.
Suited bubble. Suited ace X.
Off of 26 bigs, and there's 18 effective, probably 8. Well, if I remember correctly, it was ace 8 or ace 7 is the jam.
No, what are you talking about jams? We got 26. Easy.
Oh, 26. My worst one would be any suited ace. Any suited ace would open.
I
Ace
like
two
it.
Don't open. Okay.
Good job, machine gun. King jack in there a little bit. I don't care. Aggressive mistakes. We live with those. We take those. This is partially in there. At the piss low, open it and make people make mistakes. I like it. Good. Now we worked on our C betting game from UTG versus button. We're a little bit stronger there as well. Good. This is good. 2 more. This is in the money.
In the money.
Mm-hmm.
I might 3-bet this.
Yes, me too. I don't know if we're both wrong, but brother, I'm gonna go down with you.
I was considering it.
Yeah, I'm only 3-betting this. I mean, maybe
Yeah, it's a 3-better
offsuit
fold.
ace at 8x. Yeah, I'm 3-betting. Ah, we're bad. Let's go down. In flames. It's queen 9, king 8. We're all around it. We're too loose. Oh well. You're gonna have that on these bigger drops, so it's okay. Aggressive mistakes. We're only losing a thousandth of a big blind, and this guy overfolds in real life.
Right.
The solver, we're not playing against the solver who's going to call correctly or 4-bet correctly, so it's fine.
I find it hard to not go with queen 8, but to go with king 6.
Yeah, the weight here is
One of your
ginormous.
one of your best hands is the king 6 suited.
The king 6, the 8 suited aces, suited kings, these offsuit ace X, king X blockers mixing as well. These hands have a reasonable, but look how much we're 3-betting. I mean, 3-bet like 12%, which is pretty good.
I'm
Raising
just
or
ripping
jamming?
this. I'm just jamming this.
Just jamming.
We're a favorite with the king over the blinds. I think it's like 57 some percent, I want to say.
Pucks
raise
raise
folding.
raise folds. Pucks
raise
raise
fold.
fold. No yams. Do we have any all-ins in our range here? Anybody?
I don't think so. Well, we might.
Pocket 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We're 5 for the money though.
We're 5 from the money.
see.
I'm probably not, I might even
Ace
just
off.
try to flat.
So this is gonna be good to see. So I'm hearing some no's, I'm hearing some yeses, I'm hearing some will suited aces, ace queen to ace 10 off. So this is gonna be really good to see how you're approaching your money bubble game with 18 big blinds and how bad you're fucking it up if you are at all.
Hey, Marlon.
Jamming for Marlon.
Notice how call wasn't even an option. Call was blacked out.
Yeah.
No limps.
No
Okay.
limps.
King
Hail,
8
hail
is,
to the no.
oh
Raise
shit.
fold.
So we do have some jam
Raise
races.
Yes, we do. Some of the will aces. Someone said ace queen, ace jack, ace 10. Beautiful pucks. You've been working. Sethab said them low pocket pairs, 3, 4, 5, 6s, 7s. Very good. 3s are gone though. And then I didn't hear too many people say the hands you really don't want to raise fold or get put in hell with, or literally, I can't imagine king jack. I guess you might have to raise. I jam sometimes the king jack, the queen jack, the king 10, the queen 10, the jack 10, the king 9. I didn't know this wasn't a jam until
So at what point does king 8 become the jam?
never.
Never.
I mean, no, I don't mean it like
I mean,
that.
if we're at 12
Shut up.
bigs, we're
Yes.
not gonna, right?
Fucking, yeah, like 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
I'd have a hard time not jamming this at 15. I wouldn't know any different. If it, yeah, I would love to look at this from 15 and see, because I think it might be a jam at 15.
Okay, thank you.
14, I mean, under 15, it's a snap jam.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're on the money bubble with the min raise.
Oh my God. It's the worst.
Oh.
No fold
Jesus.
equity.
You have, I don't know the stack sizes, but if there's, I don't know, sometimes it's your time to die. 10's probably just too good. He's leading the table and he's opening so wide. Even granted, he's under every position. I'm just all in. Fuck it.
I wonder if you call one and then fold some flops. I wonder if call is the move.
I might save the one though, right?
Nines call. It's 9s that are call.
Nines call. It's a jamming. Okay.
God, it's hell on earth. You still got to call a lot. I mean,
Call a lot more than I thought.
Wow, that is a
on the money
wide
bubble.
range.
Yeah. Go ahead, machine gun. Oh,
Oh,
Really tough one.
How many are we? Oh, we're 10.
We're in the money.
Oh no, this is just all it's going in. Yeah. Ace jacks. Because if I'm not calling with ace jack suited, what the hell am I calling with? Ace,
Ace
you
queen.
know? So ace queen, I mean, come on. Ace, it's all in. Yeah, it's all in. I'm not,
so
yeah.
this is the bottom. though. This is the
I
bottom.
made this mistake once before. Yeah, it's with ace jack here. It's yeah, it's all in.
This
Goodbye.
is your bottom though, sir?
Uh,
Are you going with
bottom,
ace ten?
No, I'm not
Lie.
gonna go with ace 10 because I would be dominated too much because he's
By
gonna
ace
be jamming
jacks.
his king queens, his,
You're not
ace
dominated.
10. You don't think so?
Oh no, I was about to say you're not
Percentage-wise?
dominated by king queen with ace ten. You're ahead.
Well, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. You're still see.
Yeah,
but
this is all going in. There's no doubt about it.
what's the worst pocket pair you call off here in the money versus this all in?
Nines, maybe
Okay.
eights, 8s or 9s minimum.
Okay, he's in there. Anybody disagree?
think
Is
that's a-
this the bot?
Yeah, I think this is the bottom.
Yeah,
Of the
I think
suited.
machine guns look range pretty good.
I know ace
Yeah, I
jack
think-
suited 9s plus, and then I think I was looking at
Ace
this in
queen
the
O,
pad.
right?
Ace is it ace queen O?
Usually ace
Ace
queen.
jack
Ace queen
suited.
suit.
Might be tens
tens
plus. It is tens plus, okay.
Oh, it is fucking
Slivered.
size.
Ace queen O, look at that.
Damn it.
Ace queen
Holy
O is even
shit.
folding.
But I will believe the
Fuck.
9 will
Holding
have been there.
nines. Makes sense. folding nines.
And you know what happens every time you're in
Awful
game, you're
guy.
never at the top of your range in this spot. You're literally going to be here.
Yeah.
In game, when you're going to sit here with ace queen. And I'll be honest with you, I would never fold ace queen, and this is where my tournament ends every night.
You know, funny you saying that. We were playing a tournament, I don't know, a couple streams ago, and I had that and I folded ace queen, and he goes, if you're folding ace queen, what the hell's the bottom of your range? Ace king? And according to this chart,
Yes.
it is,
Yep.
which shocks the shit out of me.
Yeah. I've lost infinite number of dollars in this.
You gotta realize too, this
calling
is a
ace queen.
relatively early position jam too, so his range is gonna be
Let's look at his range.
wider. Like you'd be calling much wider if this was cutoff button or something.
Well, yeah, but it's under the gun 3. I mean, so
Well, his range is fucking ace king off, king queen, king jack for an all in. That's it.
That's it.
And you still are shook to the goddamn core versus this range, even though you're dominating the huge portion.
With ace
of it.
king, you're behind in every one of those hands.
And then ace
queen,
king, you're
every one of
behind
those
every
hands.
one of these. So that's, and then in real life, they are jamming, just open jamming ace king every time.
You block
So,
the king queen part.
damn, this is heartbreaking to see. I've just envisioned how much money I've lost in my life with ace queen there.
alone.
Who have I not called on? Who's hanging out? Cuz it's delicious. If you're out there lurking and you're interested in running a couple hands, you're more than welcome to join us. You interested? You could be on mute mode, you could be chilling. I get it. No mic. Yeah, you can just type in call fold or all in or whatever if you're interested. If no, that's okay. Hey, you'd love to see it. Welcome and let us know what you're doing here. You calling, you jamming, all in, fold, no problem. Fold versus the open. You have the energy to type in the bottom of your get in range versus this open on the money bubble. You taking ace queen plus to the bank, you taking tens plus to the bank, you going with ace jack or anything like that versus this open. It feels horrible versus EP and EP. Same as last time, which is mixing ace queen and tens plus, he says. So he's folding this. Nines plus here. I cannot believe these are just
6s and 5s. What
the fuck? Yeah, I know, right? Because he might be unblocking this shit he folds. He might just raise fold this to us. I don't know. Ace queen plus, and this time we get to jam the ace 10 suited, the king 10 suited. I guess it feels like we have enough fold equity playability here. And I would giga I would miss most of this. Outside of the nines and the king 10, all the rest of this is easy. Queen jack seems sad as hell on a money bubble as well. A bit too tight, which is fine. You're raising this, right? Or are you gonna fold this on the money bubble 60 effective? Where are they giving us layups? I'm not letting you fold. I'm not even waiting for a response. It's too easy. Opening 45% of hands. King 6-0 open here. Suited sixes.
You know, that range didn't look too different than a normal one, right?
Nope. And we don't have to deviate too much, right? On the money bubble when we're
Always
60
in-
effective.
And you're always in position. Yeah.
Yep. Are you opening this? And if so, what's the bottom of your opening range for your offsuit tens, jacks, queens? Where you at? You know, that's the type. Opening 9-10 off. What a savage. Holy shit. Okay, that's savage as hell. Maybe you've been running over tournaments since the early
Black
days.
Friday.
Yeah, since Black Friday. Damn, son. Yeah, we still gotta tighten it up a little. I love it. That's where I learned. Me too. I'm an old Black Friday baby from back in the day as well. That's where I started playing for a living. 3-bet into this or calling? Paul. I 3-bet the fuck out of this. He says call. I would only 3-bet this. So yeah, just remember, once we get into the money in these spots, I mean, it's kind of a wet dream to have 60 bigs in the money versus another 60 big stacks. But the one time it does happen in your life, you can 3-bet mostly. This is imagine being in a tournament where you're in the money with 60 bigs this deep. Online poker, you're gonna have like 22 bigs or something. All right, how about the sevens versus the 18 big open? This is yeah, you can see it here on the right if you weren't familiar. This shows where we are in the tournament. 35 left in the money as 30, and then it kind of lets you replicate that situation. Folders range is too tight here. Anybody doing anything here? Fucking crickets. I like that. I like that.
I will call.
No, said I was trying to. No calling. Hell no, we can't call a raise. We can't set mine. A million people behind it's actually hell on earth. The one hand, the only time you can call is with these hands. It just only makes sense is call. Ace Jack. You're not 3-betting for value because you never get it in versus verse, and then it's like hell, man. You don't want to 3-bet folded because it's too good.
When you get into ICMO, these small and medium pairs just lose a ton of value.
Oh, they're just shit. And it's not only that. I think even in chip EB, when you see an MP open here and you're in a low jack, you have to fucking fold, dude. You're not getting the right price to set mine. You don't want to put it in versus this range. The hand is practically dead at like 20-ish big blinds versus the EP open when you're an EP. It's dead.
Just have 2/3 of the table behind you left to have.
Yeah, the hand is never played ever again in those kind of contexts. I might be overcalled. No, yeah, you can't play the hand. You have to fold. What are we doing here? Because is it time to go night?
All in.
It is time to go night, he says. I agree. It's time to go, right? Yeah. You can't win anymore. It's a cat jam. Close enough. Yep. Well done. Let's do 2 more, and then I may have to end it.
I think I saw that too. It was a negative EV jam too.
Yeah. Was it negative EB? It's just losing money, but has to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels bad. You are in the money here versus a 10 big jam. Is this the worst? Are you calling King 10, King 9 suited here? What's the worst suited King X you call? That's all I want to know. King 7 off.
Whoa.
Loose as hell. Never
King,
scared. King Jack
9. King 9 call.
Yeah.
I
King
mean, not
Queen.
even
King
that.
Jack is out of
Jack
there.
O is a fold.
Yeah, I
You
might
gotta realize we're 5 from the money. That ROI hop from 0 to
No,
any
we're in the
cash.
money.
No, we're in the money.
Oh,
That's-
I'm sorry. So then still
Yeah.
ICM, the chips you save are more valuable than the chips you lose.
Are you
Heads up,
folding
in the
this?
money.
Toe? 6s? Are you guys folding this here?
Get the hell
Not
no! I'm
this,
too
no,
loose
but
as it
King
is.
Jack O.
Yeah, okay.
I have a hard time folding hands as it is and try to find way too many excuses to call.
You're
Like,
telling me?
I would never, I mean, I don't know if I could talk myself into fold king. I mean, without looking at this, I would probably call king jack. I'd call king 10. I'd call queen jack suited, ace 4 suited. Like I'm fours. I'd be in there. Like I'd be too loose. Looking at this, I would have a handful of hands that are never in there. This king 10 suited, not in there. Queen jack suited.
I would think any king that could make a straight would be in there suited.
Well, I mean, it's jamming range. We are in the money, and I can't click it because this shit's busted. Yep, I can't click it. Piss. Oh yeah, I can. This is his jamming range.
Well,
So it's
There it
bad
is.
for you to have king 10 and king 9, Marlon, because you blocked the bottom of his
Yep.
jamming range.
Yep,
absolutely
we're in
right.
hell. Yep, we're in hell.
Holy shit.
Last one. Ace 3-0 versus a button open.
I think,
Three bet,
I
he
think I know
says.
this.
All in, non all in. Jeff
I-
says jam. Moulton says 3-bet. Everybody's getting nasty. This brings a tear to my eye because a lot of you guys, we've been doing ICM work for months now, you know, steadily on and off. And we know how nasty the power of ace 3-0 on money bubbles and in the money. So we're definitely mixing some 3-bet here. I don't think we're going all in, but definitely mixing some 3-bet. 100% mixing 3-bet. Like this hand is so goddamn nasty that you can mix 3-bet, and it's actually 3-betting more than it's calling. The magic of ace 3 off, yes. Jamming ace deuce O. So this is awesome. Ace 4-0, mixing jam. So if you have a hard time 3-bet bluffing or finding bluffs in this spot versus late position, just know that ace 3 off, your ace deuce, your ace blocker will offsuit, has a lot of value because it unblocks these portions of this range, right? He's still opening like 40% of his range. So it's going to unblock all this CS stuff, all this stuff down in here that he gets to just fold to a 3-bet. All this dog shit. Worse ace X. So very good. I think I need to call it there. But were there any final thoughts? We went over a lot of different stuff today. Hopefully it was very helpful because there's some stuff I've been working on my own. So any final thoughts or anything?
Great job. This was well timed for me. So appreciate all you guys do.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And hopefully, you know, I hope you guys pick up value in EV. And yeah, I love it.
I would like to know how to just because I play mostly a PKO tournament, so I have hard time figure out the change I need to do with my range when playing in the knockout tournament.
Yeah, we could do some PKO stuff because I mean, there's PKO series running online, and there's PKO's portions to every single schedule. I once paid some coach for some PKO coaching about 1.5 years ago that all just evaporated from my brain. But there's some tools and stuff out there we can look at. But I think that's a great suggestion, setups. I'm getting better every week. Coming here has really shown results. That's what I want. I want you guys to have results. And if you guys are getting results, do not be selfish. Let Uncle JL, let the team know so we can continue to do this. So I can get on the banner one day. So me and Toe can get on that banner one day. You guys can't just get better. Take, and then wreck me at the table and suck out on me at the table. Come here, get better, and never say anything to anybody. It's too selfish. So thank you guys.
I'm angry to have missed. I'm upset to have missed the Tuesday.
I'll put it in there. The Tuesday was one. We didn't do only the hand. We didn't only do marked hands. I went really deep because I was looking at some stuff the night before, and I remember people having a lot of bet sizing errors. So we fixed a lot of bet sizing gaps. And if you guys can't support us through whatever, support us on social media, whatever. I just want to be able to keep coaching and evolving with you guys so we can all be in Vegas, renting out penthouses, doing all the fun things over the years. That's all. I'm
Yeah,
not
you can put it in the
selfish.
support channel on Discord. You can email support@pokercoaching.com. It's the best way
Yeah.
to get to them.
Whatever, yeah, in social, whatever, we want to just keep doing this. And yeah, as long as you guys are getting better, we'll keep doing everything we can, new tools. I am going to get DTO. I'm looking at some post flop stuff. I hope if you guys need any the filters that we have in the before for your poker trackers, anything like that, sure, let me know, because I'll give
How
everything
do I get a
have.
poker
hold back.
tracker on WSOP?
You can't.
Can't.
You're drawing stone dead.
How the hell they do it then?
They
They
don't.
don't.
One player's got it.
He
He may
doesn't.
have something that like maybe converts it to big blinds. I've heard rumor of that, but he doesn't have a HUD. And if he
Nobody
does,
has
it's
a
breaking
HUD.
terms of conditions. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not in Nevada. It don't exist. No sirree.
no HUD there,
But,
no HUD on global.
Yeah, was there anything else? Any final thoughts? Anything else? I mean, it is a Q&A, even though it's pretty much a seminar, but
How do you work
No,
so
it's just-
hard and make it look so good?
bullshit. Struggle bus all day. Don't
But
sleep. Don't sleep. Don't do anything else but poker, family, and that's it.
these group saved me in a kind of some kind of spot I has been on, and I've been running up as late, so I'm happy to
Good,
be
man.
here.
I'm glad. I'm glad you guys. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. I get a lot of messages from people that come to these groups, and I see them online, and the results. People are having results. Like this is part of me and Toe's study session, and we crushed. Toe just won a blitz. I won. I got third in the 80K and won the 40K. I mean, I don't hold back like other coaches. I think people in the industry only want to give you bits and pieces of things and things like that. And they don't want to show you and go through all the work. If you guys are willing to spend the time with me getting better, we'll all get better. That's it. And other
For sure.
coaches in this industry are fucking holding back, and people won't talk about it, or they won't spend as much time like this or whatever. So
Sixes, how close are you to Westerville or Hillard?
Hilliard, I am 2 hours. I grew up in that area. It was like 10, 15 minutes away from where I grew up.
Yeah, my niece just moved to Hillard and the other one lives in Westerville.
Oh man, beautiful areas, nice ass suburbs of Columbus, the fucking uppity parts of Columbus.
That's where they'd be if anywhere, knowing them.
Yep. Easily the most valuable coaching content I've had. I love that. Pucks, you the man. We've been boys for years, so that's what's up. I skip on words.
Me too.
Yep. I mean, thank God PC allows us to do this. I mean, I love it. And I want them to put us on that banner one day. And that's all I'll keep coaching until they do that and play until they do that. So
Hey, how did you do in Ireland?
I haven't been to Ireland yet.
Oh, I thought you were gone already.
Ooh, you spoiling them instead of you're not supposed to be saying it. No, I think they said it. I'm going, by the way. I'm not supposed to be. I am going.
Beautiful place.
They told me that they're gonna send me out there. So I am going to Ireland April 3rd to the 10th. So that'd be sick.
You're gonna love it. Just make sure you got some warm
Is it
stuff
cold
for
as
your
fuck in
feet.
April?
Yeah, it won't be chilly, but it won't be warm.
Where in Ireland? It's in Dublin.
You're going to
It's cold
Dublin?
there year round. Oh,
Oh
my
shit,
God.
dude, you're going to Dublin?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is it sick?
Oh, you're gonna just
You got to make sure to get away and like see some castles and
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you-
that-
get
Well,
a
one
chance
of
to
the
go
ideas
over and
we
see
have-
Edinburgh and Scotland over there. Get a
Well, one of
chance.
the
Just bust
ideas we
level
have
one.
is,
Just bust level one. Tell your backers you got coolered.
No, I got we're gonna be doing a pub crawl. I'm doing a pub crawl.
Oh, nice. I was like, just throw your hand in the muck, pony poker bunny style, and just bounce.
Yeah,
Tell
just
them you
go,
had
"Oh,
aces.
we had enough.
Poker
Yeah.
style.
Yeah. Don't
Go-
try to
go
keep
enjoy.
up with them Irish boys.
Just go enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. But
Beautiful.
all right, I gotta get going. I gotta go pick up the kids and change and go to a parent teacher conference here in a minute. So that sounds like fun.
Sounds like trouble.
Yeah, I know my son, it's a handful. All right, guys. Thank you once again. We'll be back next week. I'll be back this Saturday for the study stream, back streaming tonight and everything like that. But yeah, thank you guys for the support. I love doing this, and I will see you guys this Saturday. All right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day,
Ciao,
everybody.
boys.
Have a good one.